7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick. All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, episode number 175. I am recording this after we recorded because we had a memory card fuck up, so I'm not 100% sure whether or not it actually worked. But anyway, special episode here. We are wrapping up the Millville race. I have Justin in studio with me. We get the one, the only Toolman Dan from Main Event Moto on with us to talk about everything from Main Event Moto to podcasting, other things, to rumors and news that we've heard. So that's awesome. Before we get started, I want to thank the sponsors. So first up, I'd like to thank our newest presenting sponsor, BC.Pizza. If you're in the Plainwell, Otsego, Allegan, or Kalamazoo, Michigan areas, make sure to look them up. BC.Pizza, gourmet pizzas, and other junk on their menu. They have a full menu with all sorts of cool stuff, so make sure to check them out. BC.Pizza. Also want to thank Premier Custom Trailers. Do you need a trailer, commercial or residential? Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry and specialize in all your trailer needs. Sales, service, parts, or rentals, they do it all. PremierCustomTrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service. Also want to thank TLR Coatings, who's been on board with us since the beginning. Awesome custom powder coating work. Pretty much Michigan's premier custom powder coating shop. They can do anything you pretty much need, so make sure to hit them up, tlrcoatings.com, or check them out the best way on social media to find all the stuff they've been doing. Also want to thank JT Cycles and the Dirt Bike Depot for helping us out with some prizes for the fantasy show. And speaking of that, if you play Pulpamex Fantasy, we have a league on there, and we have a full podcast that we talk about our results and our picks for the upcoming week. It's on the same feed here for the podcast, and it's on the same channel for the YouTube, so make sure to check that out. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. That really helps us out. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, make sure you watch, make sure you comment, make sure you smash that like button. All of that is going to help us out. And make sure to follow us on all the major social media networks, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all sorts of different posts going up there all the time. So again, thanks for tuning in. This is the backup intro here, so we might have missed like the first 5 minutes of talking to Toolman Dan. He was talking about the AC injury and whether he was going to stop riding this year or continue and try to finish out the outdoor season. And then we had to switch memory cards and get back into it, so I do apologize. But again, we technically suck most of the time. So anyway, here we go. Show 175. See ya. Okay, and we're back.
So anyway, I think it'd be a good idea for AC to just go get it fixed, take whatever time he needs, get a jump on Supercross, because, I don't know. What is he in the points right now? He faded way back. Like,
AC, I have no idea.
9th or whatever, and it just, you can tell that he, we know that AC doesn't have that give up attitude. He wants to go out there, he's out there for the fans and stuff, but you can just tell that he's not happy at the end of the day if he's not winning. So I just don't see the point in him just keep doing this. If I was him, I'd just go get ready for Supercross at this point. It's kind of pointless.
I think he's proved his speed. He's proved his worth at Cowie. I think they're very happy with him. I think he's happy with where he's at with them. I see that as a long-term deal there at Cowie, and I don't think he has anything to prove to the fans. We all love AC. I don't know that there's a single moto fan that hates AC. We all love him. The team loves him. Kawasaki loves him. I would certainly just suck it up, and go get that thing fixed. Because I think with that nerve thing fixed, man, I really think he's hard to beat because he's got the speed. And in these motos, everybody says that it's his fitness, but I don't think it's his fitness. It's that nerve, man. The deeper and deeper in that motor that he gets, the more his hand goes numb. So at some point, it's got to be so uncomfortable and so sketchy that he probably doesn't want to be out there, to truth be told.
Well, and I think too, he's proved his worth. We know how fast he has outright speed in Supercross and outdoors, but I feel like, and obviously I don't know this for sure, but I think if you would ask him, I think that he wants to prove more for Supercross because, we see him, he's won Motos outdoors. He was battling with Zacho for the title last year. Came up a little bit short his rookie season, but it's, he hasn't made it through a Supercross season yet. And I think if you were to ask him and everybody on the team, like, hey, Supercross is the only thing that really matters to him right now. We know that he has the speed to win a championship, but if I'm them, I just tell him, hey, man, it's fine. You're a number one guy. Tomac's going away. We got possibly 2 new people coming in next year. Like, it's fine, and just go get ready for Supercross because, we know with these teams that's all it really matters to them anyways. But, I think he has to prove more that he can make it through a Supercross season, and that's the thing is the further back he pushes when he's going to get surgery in his prep, it's just obviously it's going to make it that much harder. He's going to have another slow start yet again. So, I don't know. I don't know why he's still out there. I mean, honestly, when it came out that the nerve thing was still going on, I was thinking that he was just going to pack her up. But, like I said, AC, he doesn't give up, kind of like what Zacho did up until Thunder Valley. So, I don't know.
Let's face it. He looked really good yesterday up until he pushed the front end again.
Yeah, I'm thinking that front end. I think that's another thing.
Is it the same thing like RJ? Like they need to get on the same page here and like figure out how they can not push their front ends?
I think RJ's is a setup thing. I think honestly AC's is the nerve is I think his arms are I think that his arms are just getting too loose. Like he's literally just it's by the time what was that 15 minutes in 20 minutes? I can't remember exactly, but I think that the thing is he just doesn't have the strength anymore to hold on because it's the same thing every time. He just knifes the front.
Yeah.
So he's leaning in and he can't let his inside weight can't keep it upright, and that would point to a nerve thing. It doesn't matter if it's right or left side because if it's not on one side, he's compensating for the other. So I don't think it's a bike thing. Like we kind of talked about this at Red Bud. I don't think it's a bike issue. I think it's just he has no strength after a certain point, especially when you're going that fast.
Well, if you watch his vlogs, he talks about it how he can't feel his hand towards the end of the motos. So,
and that's enough. Is it what side is it? Is it the right or the left?
I think it's the right, to be honest.
Right side.
Yeah.
All right. So that's another thing too. Is now you can't use the front brake properly in corners. Mm-hmm. And like I said, if that thing's going numb and he's got nothing, it just the more that this becomes an issue, it seems like it's not the bike and it is a nerve thing.
Will you kill that mosquito that's on your head? Because it's bugging me. I can't stop watching it.
Anyways, no. So yeah, I think everybody kind of agrees that we want to see AC at 100%, and I think he should just go get it fixed. Like he's got nothing left to prove this season. He's out of the title, unfortunately.
Dan, is Fortner going to be on that 450 next to him next year or what?
Oh man, I've heard both. I've heard that it's in his contract. I heard that it's in his contract if he wins a 250 title. I really don't know the truth on this, but I don't think so. I really and I don't think that he would be doing himself any service or justice getting on a 450. I think he needs to stay down on the 250. I think he has another year that he can ride the 250 for Mitch, providing their relationship is not so tarnished it can't be revived. But I think that he needs to stay and try to win a 250 title. He's been so close multiple years in the 250 class in Supercross, and he's been a front runner outdoors as well. The dude's sick. He's probably the sickest guy in the 250 class when he's up to speed. And I just don't think he deserves a 450 spot. I'm just going to be honest. I think he needs to get back to where he was prior, where he was winning races and contending for a title to get that ride. But it may be in his contract where he gets that ride. I don't think really anybody knows but Austin and PC and Cowie, what that contract looks like. But
I was going to say, are you hearing the same thing I am that like for when you're hearing that he's going 450 next year, are you hearing that like it was written in his contract basically that when Tomac left, he got that spot?
That's what I've heard. But initially, when the talk started coming out, it was dependent on him winning a 250 title. That makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
But on the other spectrum, it doesn't make sense because if Kawasaki has had such, and I believe they do, they have, their hopes are high for Austin. that they wrote it in the contract that, hey, we're going to guarantee you a 450 ride at some point, because Cowie's pretty loyal about bringing guys up through the ranks. It's not often they lose a rider, but they just lost one this week. But
chance,
we'll talk about
yeah,
that, but,
they're gonna regret that.
yeah, but with Austin, like I said, who knows? But if I'm him, I stay down and try to win a title.
I'm not sure he has that in him.
I still believe, like I told you, Travis, and I don't know if you believe the same, Toolman, but if he goes to the 450 class, I almost think that it'll be kind of like what AC's was, a one-year deal, except if he just falls on his face, Kawasaki can just wash their hands clean with him and tell him, hey, man, like, we gave it a shot, your contract, we honored it, and now you're done.
Yeah. It's hard to say, man. It's really a shame because he is so good. It's a shame to see him, the results that he's had, but that fourth place that he got, I think he got a good start and that helped him, but man, he really never moved forward. He went back a couple positions, but he really never went forward and really didn't have the speed to contend, for a race win. So, that was a little concerning to me. I know it's, he put a post up saying that it's something to build off of. And here's another thing is we get wrapped up in what we think we know, right, about these riders and, what we see on Instagram and so on and so forth. And, for us, we're in the industry, so we may have a little bit of a deeper understanding on what's going on. But who really knows what's going on with Austin? Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's got some family troubles. Maybe we don't know. There's something is obviously bothering him.
See, you just said two things that are probably all true. Okay. I mean,
first off, that chick's not doing him any favors, but
no.
Well, she might be doing some favors.
Well, she might be doing some favors, but like it's not doing him any favors.
Yeah, and then the whole being sick thing, like it was really weird how after Thunder Valley, I'm gonna go get some blood work done, and supposedly everything's fine. Everything's fine, but man, it's weird. If everything really is fine, and he's literally just underperforming this hard after getting hurt in February?
Yeah,
it was February. Yeah, it was Houston.
It was the second round.
Yeah, it was Houston when he broke
February.
his thing. Yeah, if you get hurt in February, you come to outdoors the end of May, and you still can't make anything happen. Like you've either just completely lost it, bud. Like
if that doesn't happen,
yeah, or you didn't do the work, or something is internally wrong.
I think, like I said, that he's got something going on, and I don't know if it is EBV, but I think that he is sick because, we all know that Austin sometimes gets ahead of himself. It's been proven in Supercross, like even his first couple seasons outdoors, like he just make the bonehead mistakes and stuff. But he's not a 10th, 12th, like he's not even a fourth place guy. Like you look back and people want to say what they can about him. And you and me, Travis, go back and forth on this in Supercross. Like, I'm not a big Austin fan, but I believe in his speed and his work ethic. This
has been terrible.
He should be battling for wins, and even outdoors, like I said, his rookie season up until the last time we saw him race, he's always either first, second, or third. Like, his bad motos are fifth and sixth.
Supercross wasn't this bad.
No, and that's what I mean. That's why I believe, as much as people can talk shit about him, whatever, whether it's deserved or not, he's better than this. He's a championship guy, whether people want to admit it or not, which makes me believe he's got something going on. But you know what, though? I give him credit because a lot of people, and we won't name names, but there's a lot of people in the
say somebody. Call somebody out.
I'm not going to do it.
Call somebody out.
No.
Don't be
there's
a
a
bitch.
There's a lot of people that would back out and be like, you know what? I got too big of problems. I don't want to do it. Austin, good on him for finishing the series. Like, I give him mad props for that because, like I said, there's a lot of dudes in his situation where everything's going to shit, and they would just be like, you know what, I don't want to do it anymore. I can't handle it. I can't handle the pressure. Everybody's, on my shit. I'm not performing. So I give him credit. I really do, because it'd be easy for him to just say, I'm done. I don't want to race this rest of the year. Mitch, I got problems. It hurts. I want to go ride. I'm getting ready for Supercross. So I give him credit. I really do.
I think if he wasn't in the position that he is in with potentially going to this 450, I don't think that he would be out there if something is wrong. If he's really sick, he cannot afford to not complete another series. These manufacturers and teams rely on having bikes on the track for sponsor obligations, and what I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that Mitch is supposed to have 3 bikes on track. I think that's what's in his contract, and right now it's just Shimoda and Forkner. So I think from a contractual obligation, I think he's being pushed to be out there. But let's be honest, even if the pro circuit team was full and they had all their guys out there, he himself personally could not afford to miss another series and not finish this thing. It just looks really bad.
Well, at least we know after Loretta's there'll be another Kawasaki underneath the tent. So,
well, we got
what's that again?
I said at least after Loretta's we know that another Kawasaki will be underneath the tent, whether Hammaker's back or not. I mean, with Jet Reynolds. So,
yeah, and I thought that he was actually going to start 2 rounds ago.
Kind of like what Kitchen did.
Yeah, but come full time.
Yeah.
But there must have been a change.
Well, we got a top 10 dude we could put on one of them PC bikes, but apparently they told him no. So
we do.
And whatever. Apparently Mitch has money just to throw back at Kawasaki or Monster, whoever, and be like, yeah, we don't need 3 bikes, we only need 2. So whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, one more thing before we get into really talking about the race stuff here. Have you heard anything new on the whole AP saga here? Because, everyone always going to KTM, and then it was, oh, no, wait, now Yamaha's matching. But now it's, oh, wait, he has a letter of intent with KTM, so he's going to KTM. So anything new you've heard about that so far?
I haven't. Same thing. It's kind of back and forth. I think he stays at Yamaha. I really do.
Be a great decision.
Yep.
I honestly, I think that he belongs at Yamaha. I just can't see Aaron Plessinger, this outspoken hillbilly on such
suit and tie
professional team like KTM, right? I just don't think it's a good fit, honestly.
It's not. It's career suicide if he goes there.
I agree with you. I've never been a huge fan of the KTM program. And it worked for Dungey. It works for these really straight-laced guys, I think. But I just can't see that a good fit for Plessinger. He's finally starting to to get results on the Yamaha, and I just think that team and that atmosphere fits him much better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I agree. I think it's career suicide if he goes to KTM.
Yeah, because they tell him to show up in a suit and tie, and he'd show up in a tie and a cutoff.
Exactly.
So, all right, boys, where do we want to start here with the race stuff? Do we want to start
450s now since they went first?
Oh yeah,
got to start with 450s
because we're squeezing into a
NBC
prime time slot on NBC so that all 50 people can watch. Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Oh, by the way, before we get into the Millville thing, can I just say that, and this is a little GP talk, just to kind of throw it in there.
Oh boy, here we go.
Dude, if Jeffrey Hurlings didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck.
I haven't even watched the highlights. Why? What happened?
Well,
terrible,
dude.
Did your Audi become an innie while you were watching it, or what?
No, man.
It did. That's a total yes.
Goes out and wins the first moto.
Okay.
But his whole shot device didn't disengage. Oh. So coming up out of a roller section into a wall, he didn't really check up on it, but he soaked up on it. Uh-huh. And Ivo Monticelli landed on him.
Oh.
He rolled the whole moto with a broken shoulder blade and still won the moto.
Sick.
And he basically was in too much. He went up, did the podium interview, and then he's like, I can't move. And they had to go take him to the hospital, and now he's out.
Wow. Let me show you my big old shocked face.
It wasn't his fault, though. That's the thing, though. Like, it's just it's something that, I hate to say this, but after this, I don't think we see Hurlings next year.
Look, here's the thing. He talked too much shit in his younger years about how he was going to be the greatest.
Oh, boy.
And now Karma's pee-pee slapped him. He's won what? One title? On the big bike.
Travis hates Euros, so...
I don't hate Euros, okay?
Except your favorite rider is a Euro.
Hurlings is fast as fuck, okay? However, he talked a bunch of shit in his younger years, and now look at what Karma's a fucking bitch. And Karma is pee slapping him hard
all I'm saying is I just feel bad for the dude. He goes out and wins with a broken shoulder blade.
I'm going to be the greatest GP rider ever.
All right, anyways,
I'm going to win
let's get into Millville.
67 250
my
titles and
God.
say that I'm so fucking good. No,
Why are
they
you
kept
sounding like-
changing.
why are you
They
sounding a
kept
French guy right
changing
now?
the rules so that he could stay in the little bike class. Then he gets the big bikes, and look what happens.
Why'd you sound like a
look
Fre-
what happens.
Why'd you sound like a
what
French-
has happened?
French guy just now?
What has happened? Answer the question. He's been hurt every single year.
He has.
1 year he wasn't hurt. What'd he do? He won a title. Congratulations. Great job, buddy. You won one big bike title. You know what? He might as well just cut his losses, come to the States, and actually get paid a decent fucking salary over here.
He makes a lot of money.
Well,
he's-
yeah, I know.
he's fine.
But he might as well come over here, and maybe he'll win a title over here if he keeps his mouth shut.
He probably would. He'd probably win an outdoor.
I feel bad for him because he consciously tried to back it down a little bit
Yep.
this year to make it through the season without getting hurt, and an unfortunate circumstance like that happened. That's I was pretty gutted for him, to be honest.
I was too.
That was pretty terrible.
Because it was shaping up to be, with the way he was building to be one of the all-time epic, MXGP seasons. And now Cairoli getting the win in that second moto was a big deal. But I just kind of see guys are running away with it, just because more often than not he's the fastest dude. He's finally stopped bouncing off the ground like Stretch Armstrong. So
Is this going to be Timmy G's third or fourth title?
It'll be his third. It'll be his third 450 title and his fifth total world title.
Sick. You want to know why? Because he's chasing down old Stefan Everts there.
Yeah, he's got a long way to go.
Unlike your boy Jeff.
He's got a long way to go on that one. But I would
in
just like to
trouble.
see him win so many times that we can finally just get him over here to the U.S. for outdoors. But
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Is Vial back on
No.
250s yet? No, he's still out.
Nope.
That is a shitty situation that he's in. What ended up happening? Somebody was going backwards on the track or something, wasn't it?
I'm not exactly sure. I missed that round, but I think it was a Kawasaki rider, which is kind of ironic because it was a Kawasaki rider that Jeffrey put a post of 3 doors and then Vial's picture and Hurling's picture with the Grim Reaper and then another picture and then there was a Kawasaki emblem.
That's awesome.
So he was I don't know if he was alluding to it's going to be Prado or Cairoli next, but he's yeah. Which is crazy because Fevre almost got into it with Prado.
Oh, Jesus.
So anyways,
Did
yeah.
anybody hear about, I can't remember, was it the Husky guys or somebody? I can't remember what show I was listening to either with them on there. Somebody was talking about being down in Florida and going to Croom or something. And they were like, yeah, man, that was sweet. Until the quad showed up. And then you got these quad guys with no gear on, with their chick on the back, cigarette in their mouth, beer in their hand, going the wrong way. And we're whoever I was listening to, maybe it was Pulp, I don't remember. They were like,
I think it was Pulp. I think it was Phil.
yeah.
Sounds like Florida.
Can you imagine, you're getting paid
Croom-
hundreds of thousands of dollars. You go to this ratchet-ass sand track to train for fucking Southwick, and you get taken out by some dude on a
Look,
quad?
They didn't give a fuck at Croom back in the day, man. It was just you could have showed up in a mud truck.
This works out the same way as the Glen Helen bullshit. Why?
Oh boy.
Why are we doing? Can you imagine a Formula One driver going to a track day at a local track
And a dude on a
getting
ra-
taken out?
Yeah.
That would never happen. And yet we've got millions and millions of dollars pouring into these guys because whoever it was that was talking about it, it was somebody on a factory team. And it's just are you
that's why
fucking
funny,
kidding? Just like with Glen Helen.
That's why it's funny, when Hubert was talking about on a practice day and there's quads out there.
Dude, I
At
just
Glen Helen.
I just fucking can't, okay? We need to get our shit together. You want to be considered a pro sport? We need to, in the top tier of it, we need to get our shit together, okay? We need to take a hard look at Formula One, figure out how to get, a percentage of that money rolling.
Silverstone race this weekend, 356,000 spectators.
Well, that sounds about right.
God, I love it.
That's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Even if they paid $10 a piece.
You get it? Have you gotten into it, Toolman, the Formula One Drive to Survive?
Yes, that's how I got into Formula One. I used to watch it back in the day, just
Like
casually,
Schumacher?
If it was on, yeah. If it was on, I'd turn it on. But that Drive to Survive series on Netflix is incredible.
Oh, it's amazing.
Man, can you imagine if somebody invested some money and did that for our sport and put it on Netflix, how much our sport would grow. I mean, dude, it would be insane.
How much time did you say you had? Because if we start talking about this is going to be like hours. Because we've had conversations about this going for hours about how to fix this.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's crazy because you look at like the Haas Ferrari team, like Gene Haas, Mick Schumacher, obviously we know because of his dad being Michael, and then Nikita Mazepin, his dad's like some oil mogul, so like they paid for the seat. But it's like even that team, like the millions and millions of dollars to get 19th and 20th and never score a point. It's like, dude, we don't have anything. Like, they're the shittiest team, and they're like the equivalent of like our factory teams.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Look, here's the thing:
even if we could get like the Red Bull Moto Spy series on a mainstream platform, even that would be badass. We just, somehow somebody needs to crack the code or pay the money or actually invest the money on getting us there, because, dude, I think the return on investment on that would be huge.
Yeah,
huge.
You know who I was going to say, who we need to talk to is Mike Grondal. We all need to hit him up at the same time and be like, hey, bro, so this is what we need. Because do you listen to Gypsy Tales?
I've only listened to a few of them. I listened to one that Daniel was on, and then another one of his earlier ones.
Okay.
They're long. They're long for me. So I
spend all day with my headphones in by myself in a shop powder coating, so I get to listen to a lot of this stuff. But no, so the one with Mike Grondal was super funny because at one point Jace was pitching basically this kind of stuff to him, like, look, if we could do like Red Bull Motor Spy, but put like some actual money behind it and blah blah blah, and Grondal's like, well, what's actual money? And Jace is like, I don't know, like a lot of money. He's like, no, what's a lot of money? And Jace was like, I don't know, maybe like 250K, and Grondal like laughed at him. He's like, is that it?
The thing is like if you look at through history, like, there was a lot of satellite teams back in the day, but like Grondal's involvement with Geico, Mike Genova with Moto Concepts, and JGR really are the three closest things we've ever seen to a situation like what Formula One is. And granted, Grondal's situation is different because it was still like Honda help, but like JGR and Genova are the two of the closest things we've seen where like it's a private backed team. And unfortunately, like Genova, obviously Moto Concepts is still doing what they're doing, but I mean, JGR's not around, Geico's not around anymore, so like, I don't know. There's got to be something out there that we can fix. I don't know what the answer is, but
yes, you do. The first thing we need to fix if we want to get all of this straightened out, and Dan, don't tell DB that we're selling this, we need to get Feld and fucking MX Sports out of the goddamn way, because those two are the two biggest like cysts on our necks.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to tell DB that.
That are like, I mean, dude, they're just leeches, and they're leeching the sport and not allowing it to grow. I've said what I said, and I know my truth.
I don't think you're going to get a response out of Dan.
I don't care, dude. I would get on the phone with someone from Feld right now and be like, look, if you assholes would get your shit together, we can make some stuff happen. I would tell this to Davey Coombs right to his face. They are the problem. There's no reason we should have sponsors on a team that is then also sponsoring the entire series, to the point that then they can't sponsor the damn team anymore, and then the team has to go away because the team has no money. Geico Honda. Two Motorsports.
There's some things that are in the works that I think will allow us to grow. I can't say a whole lot about it, but along what you're saying, there is, I think, some changes that could potentially happen that would allow us to grow, and I think would be a positive for the sport.
With the promoters we currently have, or are we talking someone else? Because we also know some things.
Yeah, I don't think he's be at the liberty to say that.
No, I'll text you after this, Dan. I want the answer.
Well, that's kind of why, like me and Travis, and like I wasn't on the Dark Side show, but like we even talked about this because like the guests that we've had on the last couple of times, like they don't really care, and we were talking like, well, should we ask him? Like, is there stuff he doesn't want to talk about? And I kind of knew that if we were going to go down this route, there was some things that you'd be, I don't really want to say. So I kind of, yeah.
I'm gonna text him after this.
No, that's cool. I just knew that
sometimes I know more than I want to know, which really it sucks. You know,
I told you,
man, I wish I didn't know that.
I just knew that he wasn't going to say anything because
no one watches this show, Dan. You can say whatever you want.
Look, I think
I know.
Steve watches this show and he just doesn't tell anybody because we.
Yeah, that's probably not a thing.
No, but we have proof of a situation from a couple years ago about some things that happened with YouTube.
Well, yeah, that is also true.
Yes.
He does apparently at some point know about it. So anyway,
Millville.
Millville.
All right,
Here
we got
go.
off track, sidetrack. Wow, that
Get
happens a
my
lot.
notes here. Okay, you guys wanted to start in 450, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, Kenny.
So,
Have you seen a picture of his side?
no.
Gnarly.
So, were you guys like thinking the same thing as I am when they panned to him, and even though he was like moving, like but he was gingerly in the way he was underneath the bike, just kind of like took a deep breath and go, "Oh shit," because I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Oh no," I'm like, "Really? Is this actually happening right now?"
I was just like, fuck my fantasy.
You're a dick.
I had him for FFL.
So did I.
was like-
I picked him. But like, were you guys thinking the same thing? Like, just took like a deep breath and go, "Is this actually happening right now?" Because he's been so good about staying, you know, even though the little nagging things, but like not having the big get off since 2019, and then this happens, and I'm just thinking, he's done. Like this is the last. This is it. This is the last time we're going to see Ken Roczen race because of a stupid first turn pileup. And then to come to find out that Sexton went flying through the air because he hit him.
Dude, Sexton went way in the air.
But I mean,
Air Sexton was way in the air.
yeah, he should have been wearing the Jumpman thing from Paula. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way this just happened. I don't know.
Thoughts, Dan?
I honestly, when he was down, when he was kind of on all fours, they were kind of showing him where he was on all fours. I kind of knew at that time that he's going to be okay. You know, usually if you're out like a light or you're laying on your back or, you know, but he was on his all fours and almost like maybe he was trying to catch his breath, that's probably what happened because he took that shot right to the ribs that had to have knocked the wind out of him. But yeah, man, the first flash that came through my mind was, you know, dude, his arm's trashed. You know, that's just the first thing that came to mind. But I was glad to see that he got back up and, man, what a freaking Moto 2. I mean, the dude was flawless. The turn, the pass that he made on Barsha on the outside, I don't know if you guys watched it, but when he was coming down Mount Martin on the outside, Barsha started braking, and you could see, and Kenny started braking too, but then you could see Kenny hit the throttle, and you could see the roost behind him. Dude, just hit the throttle, and the way he came into that corner was, that was just incredible.
He was the only one to hit that corner all day that made it look like the way, in my mind, that that corner should have looked.
Well, you don't make a lot. Like, for anybody that's never been to Millville, I've been lucky enough to go there quite a bit. Like, the track, the way it's designed, and the narrowness, and we'll talk about the situation in the 250 class before the finish, the way the track is. But how far you have to track to the outside to use that berm, and then that's the thing is, like, you're on an elevation, you got to commit. You're carrying so much speed. And I've seen so many people in, like, first practice just blow that berm. Like, go up and over, go in the little, you know, the walk lane or whatever because you're carrying so much momentum. So to watch him just commit like that on the first lap and not really know, like, he had an idea, but not really knowing, like, how good his body was going to be for the whole time, to just, it reminded me of 2016 RCH when he was coming through the pack, like, just going 2 seconds a lap faster than everybody. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like,
what was awesome is, you know, I don't know, how many times did Weege and Grant say, leave the brakes? I was like, every other word, leave the brakes. I'm going to go back to it. Dude, Kenny never left the brakes, dude. He was on the throttle. He was, like, on the fucking throttle coming down the hill, and I was like,
ballsy.
I don't think the dude Kenny, I don't even think he broke at all.
Yeah, that's
ballsy. Didn't need to. Those balls were slowing him down, dragging behind him because they were so big.
Dude,
the other thing that was impressive is, you know, all those other guys raced Moto 1, so they had an idea of how the track was shaping up and, you know, some of the race lines. Kenny had a sight lap, and that's it, to view the track, view the lines, and for him to come out and just absolutely put it down, I thought was super impressive.
Does anybody think he doesn't win that first moto if he doesn't go down the first corner?
Well, I mean, does Barsha ride a 10 extra length bike? Like
Doesn't matter. Apparently, it doesn't matter because Kenny would have just gone around the outside at the bottom of the hill.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm a Kenny guy, and that second moto was insane. But the pace that they were on, especially when Tomac caught up to Frenchie and Bam Bam, like, I don't know. Like,
I'm 90% he wins that first one.
d-
As fast as he was in the second
does
one.
he get the same start, though? Because I think the only way he wins is if he gets out front early again. If he's coming
wasn't-
through...
He didn't have a terrible start in that first one. It was just knife the front or something, whatever, going in that first corner. But
I don't think he wins that first moto unless he gets a start like he did in the second moto. If he's behind Dylan and Justin...
I disrespectfully disagree with you.
I don't think he wins. I don't.
You're fucking wrong.
No. Thanks, man.
I'm kind of with Justin because if
You're also
if you
fucking
had
wrong.
asked me who- if you had asked me who I trust the most in this series, it's Ferrandis.
Yes.
I just trust when he's back in the
like
pack or. And I'm not a huge Dylan fan at all. I think you guys already know that.
Oh, yeah.
But I trust him the most, man. He's always moving forward. So, and I don't think Kenny moves forward that well. I think if he can get a third place start, fourth place start, he's got a good chance of going to the front. But anything past that, man, I just don't have the confidence that he's going to make those passes and move forward. But man, Ferrandis, that fucking guy could start 20th, and he could still win the race. And there's very few guys that can do that, and Tomac was one of them. And I think he's kind of coming into his own again. But other than those two, man, it's kind of really whoever gets the start and can put in clean laps can win.
So, Travis, I have to ask you.
We've got a lot to unpack from what Dan just said.
Yeah,
so, okay,
and
go ahead.
I agree with a lot of what he said because, the Kenny thing, it's been proven. Like, he hasn't been able to come through the pack since the 2016 days. Supercross is another perfect example.
Look,
he's good with a
sometimes
lead.
You're just fucking wrong, and you two, in this case, are fucking
Yeah,
wrong.
okay, buddy, whatever. Anyways, so you said that you didn't trust Dylan. It was a little different after Red Bud, but you were waiting to see the mistake, and it was going to happen if it was going to come down to him and Kenny. Well, he made 2 mistakes yesterday.
He did make 2.
And he still got 5th.
Yes.
Are you pretty much sold now that this is signed, sealed, and delivered? Like this is his championship?
Well, yeah, this is pretty much it. Don't get me wrong. We did see some cracks in the armor yesterday because there were a couple mistakes, which we haven't seen this year yet.
But a 5th place.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like unless he makes a mistake where he either bends the bike completely up, or the other thing that we've seen with these Star Yamahas, if he has motor issue.
Although he did a very good
That
job
could
that
happen.
second moto with the wick, laying off the clutch.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying,
lugging
you
the
look at
bike,
like
yes.
AP, like AP was not laying off the
Yeah,
clutch
I
or anything
really-
like that. That was just a straight motor, and we've seen it with Nichols' bike, and we've seen it with
I just don't want to see a battery issue.
like Fry or whatever. Like we've seen issues with these Star bikes, man.
Yeah, speaking of AP, though, has anything come out? Like, I know that they'll say electrical, but, like, does anybody have any idea what happened? Because I thought originally
It was
a fuel-
electrical.
I thought it was a fuel pump originally.
It was electrical.
Yeah, okay. So the
was all
crank,
electrical.
So the crank went out, but it was actually
It was
ignition.
electrical.
Okay.
The rear wheel falls off the damn bike. It's electrical. Okay.
I mean, that's what they've said before. Not Yamaha, but I've seen teams say that.
It's totally
Anyways,
fine.
So, I want to talk about that first moto a little bit, and all the credit to Barsha. Like, he rode great. You know that I just because I've known Justin for a long time, I am a Barsha fan. But some of the shit that he does is a little ridiculous. I was getting super annoyed with that first moto.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, that's not a rant. It's just
Yes,
we're gonna
rant.
give you guys really like
Get red faced. Start
we
spitting.
we know in Supercross and we the saying that we like to use is having eyes in the back of your head. And in Supercross we don't make a big deal about it. Like Coop, that's how he's won 2 titles that way, being really good at riding on the defense. But because these guys are so close, there's no separation. So if you're out front, you can't get away. Hey, I'm gonna ride a little bit of a wide bike, or if somebody's behind you, hey, I can close this gap on this guy, but I can't pass him. So I'm gonna get a little aggressive with him. We know outdoors that's not the case. Like, there's places to separate yourself. It's one thing when, hey man, I'm gonna shut the door on you, or I'm gonna run you a little bit wide in this corner, a lap or two, but every fucking corner. And then before the finish, to literally land on his front wheel, and I know that he put his hands up in the air like, hey, my bad, dude. But the whole entire time I'm sitting there going, I'm like, dude, like
He
you
doesn't-
clearly know that Dylan is faster, and I understand he's not going to give him up, and I wouldn't expect anything different from anybody else. But it's like you're sitting there and you're going, okay, man, you know that now you're going literally out of your way every chance you get to make your bike 2 foot wider. I just thought the whole thing was unnecessary. Like, to do it for 20 minutes or whatever it was, it's one thing to do it for 2-3 laps, but to do it for that long, I was getting super aggravated with it, and it's not because I have a dog in the fight in the sense that I want Dylan to win this title. But the same thing, though, like I said, doing what happened when he landed on his front wheel, that could have not only ruined Dylan's championship, but that could have Barsha back end skips out on him. He slams into the face of the finish. Like, that was just not smart on his part. So the whole entire time, I don't know about you guys, but I was just frustrated.
I liked it. I thought it, because as a fan,
Yep.
it was exciting to watch, and I liked that he would put up a fight, and that he wasn't going to let a pass happen. And I think honestly, it was an honest mistake, and
Yes.
I think we saw that when he put his arm up and whatnot. But
Yep.
riding a wide bike caused that. But man, you're talking about a win, man. He has not gotten a win outdoors in 3 years. He's not, Gas has not gotten a win at all in that series. There was a lot at stake, man, and I really think that I think he was in the right. I would defend him every time against that. Yeah, it could be annoying. I'm sure Dylan was annoyed. I promise you that. But as a fan, man, it made the racing exciting.
Wonder how much that bonus check was.
Look, I'm just saying that I just pretty much at this point don't expect anything less from Barsha.
Because Justin's been doing that since I was watching him on 85.
I was gonna say, that's his
thing.
MO.
It's just one of those things that it's like, I think the frustration was with the situation where, it was not a mistake. That's how that line flows.
Yeah.
It pushes him to the outside, which obviously becomes the inside. And that section is a lot more narrow than people realize. Once again, the TV doesn't do Millville justice about how big the elevations are, about how the track flows. But it's like, that could have been not only bad for Dylan, but that could have ended Justin's day too. Mm-hmm. So I think that was where my frustration was. And like I said, I didn't expect anything different either. Like, that's a win. It's a big deal for Gas to get an overall. Like, he got them their first Supercross win, to get an outdoor win. It's a huge deal. It's just, I looked at it and I'm like, oh man, like, that could have been really, really bad. But I was happy for him. Like, that's awesome. Like, because I talked about when we did our prediction show with Coach, talking about Barsha, and you guys kind of were like, well, I don't know. Well, I mean,
Barsha's same. Like, yeah,
not really.
Oh,
like,
here we go.
No, it's not the same.
It's the same.
How do you figure? He's third in the points right now. He just passed Eli in the points.
Cool. He won a race. Like,
okay.
Does
AC have a win this year?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. There we are.
Does Zacho have a win this year?
No, AC, as we've been over the first.
Does
Maybe if it recorded the first however part. You want to get punched in the nuts, like literally under the table?
Look. I'm just saying, man. It's a big deal.
Look, here's the thing.
Okay, whatever.
Barsha is not any different than he's been before. Flashes of brilliance.
Dan, do you disagree or agree with that statement? Because I wholeheartedly disagree.
Like I said, sometimes you're fucking wrong.
I don't think. I think this is the same Justin Barsha that we've always seen.
Thank you.
I think that the bike gives him the ability to bring out the best Justin Barsha, than what we've seen in the few years in the past. But I think it's the same guy, for sure.
Well, if the bike's bringing it out different, the better version of him, though, it's just him capitalizing on that. So, yeah, well, he kind of agreed with you and didn't agree with you, Travis. Shut the fuck up.
Look, here's the thing.
I think the bike allows him to be up there, in the top 5, battling for wins. I think the bike gives him that ability. I think he's really struggled on the Yamaha. I just think that the bike suits him more, and he's able to ride that bike to his style. So
makes me wonder if he was still on the Yamaha with a star, where he would be at right now. I really do. Like, I don't think his style fit. Like, I think having that steel chassis and that flex helps him a lot better, and you can tell even with his body positioning it's changed. But it does make me wonder, though, now that we realize that Star has that Yamaha dialed, what would have happened had he stayed with Yamaha, where he would be, if it would just be the same thing because that bike doesn't fit him, or it would be just as good. Like, I don't think a lot of people have talked about that, and it is what it is, because it's nothing really. It's just, there's nothing really to talk about in the sense that it's not going to happen. But it just makes me wonder, like, where would he be right now if he would have stayed with Yamaha? Like, would he be doing the same? Would he be winning more? I don't know. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I do know that a Yamaha rider from the years past has expressed some interest in going back to that team, which
Cooperwell.
I was
totally fine. Everybody knows it's like another worst kept secret here.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So it's the bike's really good, man. It does look much better. like, everybody at Yamaha hates. We were talking about this last night, and I don't know how it came up, but for some reason, everybody at Yamaha hates me because, not Yamaha, but Star specifically, because I've been pretty harsh on them in the past, you know, just because I don't really care for some of the stuff that they do. But in the same sense, man, I'll give them credit where credit's due. And that, yeah, no, they've done a lot of stuff that just shady. You know, I just don't agree with. But
it's hard being the best.
Yeah, I know. They got the Yamaha 450 figured out. There's no doubt about it.
Well, and they got a killer team for next year. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
So anybody else notice that when they got done with that moto, though, Barsha wasn't even breathing hard?
Well, he's in shape.
I know. I was thoroughly impressed with that.
I mean, let's be honest. Barsha's never had a cardio issue.
No, but the pace they were riding, the pressure he was getting from Dylan and Tomac at points, I was like, wow. When he sat down in that chair behind the podium after the race and they put the camera on him, he wasn't even sweating almost.
I mean,
I was like, what the fuck is this guy? What is he on that he's doing this?
people like to look at Barsha because of how he looks, his long hair, his not give a shit attitude. That
First off, he should cut the hair and shave the fucking beard. Okay,
he
look terrible. There's no way your wife thinks that's a good look.
Yeah, he probably should. He used to run the long hair for Supercross and then cut it for outdoors, but it hasn't been as hot. But anyways, people like to have this view of Justin that hey, he's just this partier. He doesn't put in the work. But it's like I said, being around as long as
totally, he's fine.
He is. I mean, his cardio is good. He's one of the more in shape guys that does this for a living. I would put his training program against anybody in the world. It's just that really didn't surprise me too much, if I'm being honest with you. He's never really had a fade issue.
It was just something I noticed. It impressed me.
Can we talk about Tomac though?
Yeah, hold on a second. I got a question for Dan about that.
Oh, boy.
So, Dan, what happened to your boy there stalling out that first moto, getting into third, and then just nothing?
Look, AC's his boy. What do you mean? Tomac's going to Yamaha.
Tomac's still his boy. He's still on that green bike, okay?
That's true.
Exactly. Next year it'll be debatable. Yeah, I don't know.
I love your commitment, man. I just love it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
He's so committed to those shitty Kawasaki's. It's pathetic.
Oh my god,
dude, they're so good. You know it.
No. I've had 3 Kawasaki's in my life, and I've hated all fucking 3 of them.
Oh boy,
they are so terrible.
Look, he's a lifelong Honda guy.
What's the last one you had?
Yeah.
So I have had.
It's old.
I had and none of them have been recent. So I had a 2000. I started with a 01 KX 250. That was terrible. I then went to a 2011 KX 250. That was fucking terrible. And I then went to a 2009 KX 250. What was that? Whose bike was that? You remember that? Because that came off the goat farm. Some kid that was training down there.
Yeah, that was Eric Goodson's bike.
Yeah. So this thing was fucking laced out, and it was still fucking terrible.
Look, the carburetors that year sucked.
I love my 09 250F Cali. That's crazy.
Oh my god, it was fucking awful.
Yeah, you will
not catch me on a green bike.
Look, don't let Travis fool you. We're both diehard Honda guys. He's a Honda guy, but he's Blue Crew now, so he likes to think he's cool.
That
but
21
then, you want to tell him though
so
what
good.
happened after you left it sit for a while? How the battery, wouldn't start.
Look, that is a known problem. Number one with the Yamahas is that the batteries
you also
aren't
want to talk
great.
about how you got some products from Lightspeed and they didn't form
easy
fit.
change. Okay, Lightspeed is not Yamaha. Lightspeed is Lightspeed.
It's still for
Yamaha's
Yamaha.
Yamaha. Okay, and
Wouldn't have had that issue if it was a Cali or a Honda.
other than that, our Blue Crew is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm 5 seconds a lap faster on that fucking thing than I was my 450.
Yeah, whatever, buddy.
We'll see. I mean, the 450 when it's done, we'll see if we can pick that up a little bit. But yeah, 5 seconds a lap.
You got to ride a new Cali, dude. They're not even.
Oh, here we
comparable
go.
to the old bike.
I'm gonna tell you what, Dan. Load them in the van, drive them to Michigan, and I'll take a spin on it and tell you how crappy it is.
I'm gonna be real honest with you though, Dan, because a lot of our guys, the shop that we used to run, it was Kawasaki. We had deal through a Kawi dealership. All of our guys preferred the Kawis. I almost believe, though, that the older generation Kawi 250F motor is actually stronger than the new one.
Dude, I don't know. This new 21 250F that I got is a fucking rocket. So, it's definitely faster than my 09 for sure. But yeah, I think they went through a span of years that they were not the greatest, but
Yep.
this new one, man, is freaking, it's badass.
Have you?
All I know is Austin Fortner couldn't get over the leap.
That was bad. Have you rode a 21 Yamaha 250 to like
I
compare
rode a
them?
20 Yamaha 250, and it was really good. I actually liked the power, but dude, it felt like a tank.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't ride a 20 yet. The last Yamaha 250 I rode before I bought this one was like 17. I did like one of the dealer day demo things on it at a local place that had a track. And that was okay.
Look, Yamaha's redesigning the 125 and 252 stroke, putting all new plastic on it. They're going to be next level next year. Have you seen that?
They will be exactly like my 2006.
Have you seen that shit? They're pumping it up.
$7,000 for a 125. Holy shit!
When I heard that from somebody, I can't remember who it was, but like, oh yeah, man, all new 2022 YZ125. I'm like, oh, okay. And they sent me a link, and I looked at it, and I go, it's the same fucking bike it was 20 years ago.
Did they send you a text? Because they sent me a text.
I just looked at it, I'm going, cool. It looks like the 4-stroke.
Yeah, like I got real excited because it was like, hey, this is so and so from Yamaha, and I was like, oh, dude, are they gonna come on board the show? And then they were like, check out the new 22 YZ250
You know the only difference was
125. I'm like, fuck.
The silencer brackets, they added 2 mounts instead of 1. It's a big difference.
Wow, impressive.
I just looked at that and I'm like, oh my God. You know what the sad thing is? All the Yamaha diehards are going to be like, dude, so much better.
So good, so much better. But yeah, Dan, if you want to load that cow up and drive it to Michigan, man, I'll take her for a spin and then tell you how bad it is.
Hey, maybe when we're out for A1.
Dude,
There you go.
yeah.
When we're out for A1.
We don't have time to do that when we're out there.
Oh, we could make time.
We're flying in Thursday and leaving Sunday. We ain't got time for that.
We can make time.
Oh, God. They're going to let me out on press day to test it out. Hey, guys, yeah, small time podcaster here. I'm going to need 5 minutes
We
on the
go
track
in a day.
to test this
We
out.
go in a day early. Go to Glen Helen on Thursday.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
You can bomb the downhill.
Here we go. Yes. On a bike that I have never ridden before.
There you go.
Perfect. It's
It'll be
not
fine.
mine.
You'll feel right at home. Trust me.
Look, Dan can show you the fast way around.
I heard Dan washes his bike more than he rides it.
I don't have a comment for that.
That could be true. I'm not gonna debate that. I do like to clean.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, now let's get back to your boy and back to our original conversation here. So back to Tomac stalling out there. So so Barcia's is kryptonite, and Tomac wasn't getting by him anyway.
I'm going to be real honest with you, though. I didn't like, I'm not the biggest Tomac guy. It's not really him. It's more of his fans, his diehards.
It's the Cowie, isn't it? You're
No.
gonna love him on the Yamaha.
No, man. Honestly, if he was on a Honda, I'd start liking him again.
If he was on a Honda, he'd probably have won like 67 titles
I
by
know,
now.
exactly.
Could be retired, no problem.
No, the one thing I didn't like, though, and I actually... Maybe I'm probably making too much of it. Actually, I know I am. But, like, you notice how GL was like, oh, this is the best version we've ever seen of Tomac?
Oh, boy.
Because the field's so deep. And I go... I don't think 2017 and 2018 Eli Tomac would agree with that, or even 2015.
GL is drunk 90% of the time, so I'm just not going to take that conversation seriously.
I know that they got to say things, and come up with stuff to talk about, but I'm just watching. I'm going, dude. 2017, 2018 Eli. As much as I like Dylan and as good as Justin was riding, like he would have went through them. He wouldn't have stalled out. He would have passed them with 10 minutes to go, and put like 10 seconds on him. And I'm
Tomac
just like,
can't get by Barcia. We've been over this.
No, because
that's his kryptonite.
Old Eli would have just railed the outside and went around him and never seen him again.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
I was a little perturbed when Grant said, "This is the best Eli we've ever seen," and I'm like, "Dude, are you?"
Did you watch 2015?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Did you just like jump on the bandwagon all of a sudden after he's had a couple good motos?" I mean,
I just
dude,
didn't like it.
overall, this year has not been that good for him. So
No.
yeah, he has had a couple incredible motos. Like Moto 1 coming from so far back was pretty badass. But
Southwick's second moto was his best.
Yeah, sure, but the 16, 17, 18 Eli Tomac would have won that race.
Exactly. I completely agree.
So,
But I do think though that he's like he was definitely feeling it that second moto like that. I think that he exerted so much energy in that first one that I think that's just why I stalled out, because everybody's like, "Oh, what happened to him? What happened to him?" It's like, dude, it's what happens when you come from 31st or whatever it was. Like,
yeah,
it was a rough day, but I don't know.
That just goes to show you though how much better these other guys have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really have picked up their game and stepped up the level of riding, because I don't know if they're working harder. I don't know what it really is, but they have gotten better. And I don't think Tomac's gotten worse, but I think that these guys have gotten better. And I do think that, he's got short timers syndrome, right? I mean, he knows he's going to Yamaha. I mean, there's still a lot of money and everything at stake, but man, are you going to give it 110% every weekend? Probably not.
I mean, here's the crazy thing. He's winning motos without his factory parts.
Oh, God.
Yeah, oh, man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's wild. I just like to bring it up because it's stupid and not in the way that most people think it's stupid.
Oh, boy.
I'm one of those carrot ear fuckers.
What? What the fuck?
Oh, you don't listen to Pulp anymore. That's right.
No, dude, I told you I don't listen to Pulp.
So apparently us conspiracy theorists like that think that like we apparently, stick carrots in our ears.
Look, the only podcast I listen to is the Main Event Moto Show.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Gargle, 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 gargle. I just asked you, hey, man, did you listen to the last one? And you were like, no.
I didn't. I'm being honest with you. I haven't.
Fucking idiot.
I'm going to go listen to it when I get home, though.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, okay.
The last episode was one of the best ones yet. It was awesome. It was a good episode.
Was that the one you weren't on, or?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was.
I just want more Vincent, though. I just want Vince to be in the studio more. That's it.
You have this like man crush on him.
I do, because he's a funny fucker.
I don't know what the hell your deal is.
And I just remember being around him a lot in Arena Cross.
Oh, God.
It's funny because everybody either loves Vincent or hates Vincent. There's no in between.
I don't know why people would hate him. Like, I know that his takes, but it's just he's being honest.
Dude, I get so much hate mail on Vincent on the Instagram. It's incredible.
Is it because he hates French people and loves Mookie?
Yeah, but I get the equally as many people love him. So, but it's funny that there's no in between.
I just want more producer Joe's sultry voice on there.
Did you guys listen back in the day when oh God, I can't remember the name of the segment. It's where like producer Joe and Daniel, they had that mystery music behind them and was reading listener questions or listener comments. Did you guys ever remember that?
I don't think so. That must have been before I found the show.
Dude, it's the funniest shit ever. But we're talking about bringing it back. Everybody will dig it. It's
awesome.
Hilarious.
I'm amazed because I don't know if it's been 3 years, 4 years, how long I've been listening. How long has that show been going? I don't even know, to be real honest with you.
Man, I think it's 5 years. I think.
Okay.
Now. Yeah,
because I wasn't on the very early train of that. It took me a while to find it. Actually, I might have not even. I don't know if I found it before they were on the Racer X feed. So I don't remember.
We used to have our own app, and it was.
I remember that. I remember him talking about that. So yeah, but anyway, but man, I'm amazed at how much producer Joe has grown as far as like moto knowledge from when even I started listening until now. Because like when I started listening, he really knew not a whole lot. He was very not in the know of anything.
No.
And now
Joe didn't know anything.
Yeah.
He barely knew what a dirt bike was. I mean, it was. I'm not joking. He has come a long ways.
Yeah, now he can actually like have a pretty decent conversation with you guys about it. Like if you ask him something. So
I like his takes. He has some good takes every now and then. I mean, he's just.
You know what's cool about Joe is Joe's not been jaded by anything in the industry or the sport because he is fairly new. So he gives like a legit fresh perspective of things. It's more of like a fan perspective. It's kind of refreshing to listen to some of his takes sometimes,
Is he
because he's not deep, like during the week, he'll watch the races and stuff, but he ain't on Vital. He ain't on listening to different moto podcasts. He's not, he just watches the race and then does the podcast. So he's more of a fan than anything. So it's refreshing to get his take on it because, like I said, we're jaded because we follow it so closely. We know more than most. We have these opinions that people may think are dumb.
Is he really going to A1?
Yes. Yeah. We're actually all going to A1, so it should be pretty fun.
Sweet. So here's the deal. When I had Darkside on last week, we came up with this idea to do like a super podcast or something, like get all of us podcasters together at some point right around A1.
Like the Friday.
Like, yeah, I came up with like Friday night before the race or something, so that way, because I know we're all going to be busy Saturday after the race. So if we did it Friday, would be awesome. And do like a super pre-race podcast show with all of us, like Darkside, us, like any of you guys that want in. I don't know who else. I'm trying to figure it out.
We know one person that won't get invited.
Well, I mean, we can invite him, but he won't come. I mean, he's too busy. He'll cool guy us. So, unless Dan, you think you can talk Mathis into coming with us?
It's never gonna happen, dude. It's never gonna happen, bro.
Probably not.
Never gonna happen.
Well, that's okay.
If we give Weege $50 though, he might come on.
Dude, the Weege thing we can make happen. Because we can give him $50 and a high five, or $50 and some free food.
All we
and
gotta
he's
do is
in.
buy Weege dinner. He's in.
Yeah, so I think we can make that happen.
Look,
but
we could get Kiefer on there.
Kiefer's a day program only kind of guy.
Okay.
He doesn't do the nighttime thing.
Okay.
He's got that home life going on. I mean, whatever. Anyway, so Dan, if you guys want in on this, like, we're looking for people. We're recruiting cool people to be in our Cool Kids Club and do this cool podcast thing.
Jeez. Good Lord.
Yeah, just let us know. We'll have to reconvene on that.
But you got to bring producer Joe with you.
Yeah, Travis is all about this.
The only way you're getting in is if producer Joe is there.
He's all about this.
I can never 100% count on. He might have jury duty. He may be in jail. Who knows?
Jesus.
So at this point, producer Joe is going, but you never know.
What about Hobo Nick? Because I have so many questions for that guy.
I don't know anything about him.
He walked across the entire country.
Yeah,
That's intense.
That's
pretty-
a lot.
it's pretty impressive. Yeah.
I just want to sit and drink beer and listen to him tell me stories about walking across the country, because I'm sure there's some shit, as you've probably heard.
Oh yeah, he's a very interesting dude, and has got some insane stories about living on the street.
I'm in on that. I want to do a podcast dedicated just to his stories about walking across the country, because we could probably do a podcast for 3 years.
There was a podcast. We did a podcast that pretty much documented Nick's walk. So it's one of the early ones. I don't know where it would be. It's probably on one of the archived files in the Batcave. But yeah, we did one at one time. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, because there's so many questions I have. So many questions.
Yeah.
Like, how many times did you have to use leaves to wipe when you shit?
Oh my
like,
God.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not like he's stopping at a rest stop, okay? You can't walk down the side of the highway. You'll get arrested.
It's true. I don't know, man. I've never walked across the country.
Me neither, but it seems like something fun to do at some point.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Can we get back to Millville?
Okay, back to Millville. 'Cause
God.
Dan's got limited time here. Let's move to 250s here.
Oh, we're done with 450s? That was quick.
We're not done. We have a couple. I mean, the only thing I have left on my list is that web crash.
Yeah.
I give him a ton of credit.
Dude's
he was
got guts,
still
man.
rolling around.
It's got guts, man.
He rolled around, finished the moto.
Yeah, and like 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gritty. I mean, Sexton, though, has he been a little underwhelming to you? Because I know that he's had some issues, especially going down to the first turn. But, like, after the first moto at Paula, like, everybody was on board. He's going to get wins this year. He's going to be battling for overalls.
I'll be completely honest. Until they were talking about it yesterday, I forgot he got second place in that first moto.
That's my
And
point.
it was close.
That's my point.
Yeah. But
I mean,
the thing is he knows it, and he doesn't really know. He's like Tomac. I don't think he really knows what's wrong.
I feel like a lot of people right now in both classes have no idea why they're good one moto and terrible the next.
Yeah.
And RJ just doesn't know why he pushes the front end all the time.
It's a thing.
Christian Craig, though, another good weekend.
That dude is solid on the 450 outdoors.
Yeah, he's pretty much proven the point of, hey, man, all those years saying, I need to be on a 450, you need to be on a 450. AP, a little bit of the struggle bus, had some issues.
Can we talk about Cody Schock losing a chain? Both
I was
motos?
about to bring that up. Does anybody know what kind of chains they're running?
Because whatever it is, I don't ever want to buy them.
Well, apparently
Yeah.
he said it wasn't a chain issue, it was rocks. And I'm just going to be like, okay, first moto, but like both motos, that's very coincidental.
It was rocks?
Yeah. I mean,
There was
Millville,
no fucking chain on the bike.
Millville.
What do you mean it was rocks?
Yeah, he said, well, the second moto, he said it was just, the first moto was a chain derailment. The second moto, or no, which moto was it that we saw him on screen? Was it second or first?
We saw them both.
One of the times, though-
second one, I
okay.
think, was when GL was like, oh, the chain's off again
Yeah,
or
I
something.
mean, Millville has some rocks, especially like in the clay spots up top, but I'm not really buying that whole thing. I mean, I don't know, but whoever their chain manufacturer is probably not too happy right now. Whoever it is. Somebody said RK. I don't know if that was Michael Lindsay or not, but yeah, I was just really shocked. I don't think I've ever seen that before, because a lot of them, when you get, they don't run C-clips. They run rivet links. So, like, to have that happen is very shocking to me. I don't know. Dan, have you ever seen anything like that? Because I've never seen, not 2 motos in a row.
No, the only thing I could think of is, maybe there was a bad batch of chains. You know what I mean? If that's, where they had some weak links or there was a bad batch. And if that's the case, man, if I'm Michael, I'm pulling all the chains that are in the rig and calling whoever the manufacturer is and having them send new chains, because that's sketchy, man. He got lucky 2 times.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
And he was having a good day up until that point too.
Yeah. It's very uncharacteristic right now with the chains. I mean, we haven't seen this many chain issues in a long time that I can remember.
No.
The only thing that maybe comes to mind is maybe these guys are running these chains longer than they typically do because of the shortage of getting parts. I mean, that's been a huge issue this year, is getting parts. So maybe they're having to run these chains longer than normal, and that's why we're having issues.
Yeah, I just feel bad for him, not only for the fact of like, hey, that's just 2 DNFs, but it's like right now he's building momentum and he's right on that cusp, kind of like where Hartraft is, of like, hey, if something goes right, if one of these top 10 guys has a bad start, I can get in the top 10. And just to have that happen, like that's...
He faded pretty hard yesterday, though.
Well, no, but I understand that. But the thing is still, like, that's a big deal for a team like Michael Lindsay, especially with the way Supercross went.
Yeah.
Like, with everything that happened.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he did fade pretty hard.
And I'm
there.
also curious what happened to him, like the Southwick situation. Like, nobody really went into detail with that. Like, why he didn't line up for the second moto. They said he was hurt, but I thought the first moto he didn't go down. I thought it was a bike issue. I don't know. I just feel bad for the kid. Like, I don't know Cody Schock personally, but I like his story. I think he's a hard worker, and it sucks to see somebody like that right on the cusp, especially a team like Michael's, and then just have something dumb like that happen. So I don't know. I just feel bad for him.
They got the prodigal son Carson Mumford on there too. So
hey, Carson had a good second moto yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah. So, Dan, anything else 450s you want to touch on here?
No, nothing that comes to mind. I think Dylan's still my title favorite.
God,
I mean,
this guy.
It's got to be at this point. So, all right, 250s. What do you want to start with? Because I know you're short for time here.
Dude, let's just start with J-Mart. We had this conversation. We have a group text going. It's myself, Dark Side. I don't know if you guys know Nick and Trent from the Moto Limited show. They're in Australia.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Good dudes. And then Triple J. I don't know if you know Justin Jennings. He has the Moto Spot show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that.
We got a group text going, and it's like this huge debate on, why did J-Mart come back and what does he have to prove, and is he even a top 5 guy? And I'm like, guys, come on. I mean, you're saying J-Mart not a top 5 guy, and most everybody was like, no, I think Nick was from, I think it was either Nick or Darkside said, yeah, he's for sure, but everybody else was like, yeah, no way. Dude, he comes out. I cannot think that J-Mart is going to come back if he doesn't think he's going to win, right? Or doesn't think he's going to be able to put in a good result. And honestly, I really truly thought that he was going to come back and he kind of had in his mind that he could possibly win this title. Because you never know. Jet does goofy things. Justin Cooper's kind of a crasher outdoors. He does goofy things. And man, he can make up some points fast. You never know, right? I think at this point we're getting later into the series. His likelihood of a title is less and less. But man, to come out and it's his home track. You guys can argue that all day long, but it's still Jeremy Martin, dude. He's still the baddest dude out there, I think. And for him to ride through the pain that he's going through to go 1-1, dude, was pretty tremendous.
Well, he's a fucking animal. Like, I mean, that's all you can say about him. And, to touch on the point about, it's his home track, and they even touched on this, that's not as big a deal as people like to make. Like, he doesn't have the greatest. It's not like he's won every year he's raced there. Like, I honestly think he only has 2 or 3. I don't know if he even ever has an overall at Millville.
Well, he does now.
Well, yeah, he does now.
This home track stuff, I just don't buy it that much at all. I mean, anywhere for anybody, Eli lives in Colorado. I don't buy any of that.
Nope.
These guys are so good. They're all so good. I don't buy that. The only thing that I would buy is, like you have some of these guys that, that show up at Southwick, that are sand splashed, and that's the only track that he ever rides all year. He sure just does one race a year, shows up and does good. Yeah, you have those types of guys, but these home tracks and so on and so forth for these top guys, man, it don't matter. They're all so damn good. They're all going to get the track figured out in 3 or 4 laps. They're all going to go fast. Well, I think Jeremy Martin is just a bad dude. Max
Volan's going to have Hangtown pretty dialed in, though. I will agree on that.
What about Hangtown?
Max Volan at Hangtown. I think that might be one of those things where it's like, because I think you guys were talking about this on your preview thing, and Daniel goes, "Yeah, I could just see him winning Hangtown."
Yeah, it's possible because it's one of the one of the only really tracks that he's ridden as far as a national track. He's got a lot of laps in at Hangtown, but these other guys, dude, they're going to be fast at Hangtown too.
Oh yeah,
and so. Yeah, I think Max will do good at Hangtown for sure if they can get the bike from stopped to blown up, but we'll see.
But no, I mean, I picked J Mart as the title favorite. Even knowing going into the series about his shoulder issue, and if that was going to be a big thing, Hunter was my guy. But I think that right now J Mart is kind of proven, and I think he's going to prove it at Washougal that like, hey, if I'd not gone down that second moto at Thunder Valley, like I'd be the points leader right now. Like you can talk about Jet and Cooper, and they're having good seasons, but you and me talked about this, Travis. Like they've been very up and down, especially Jet these last 6 motos, 5 motos.
Yeah, we're on the struggle bus.
Yeah, and Cooper. I think it's got to be pretty deflating yesterday to get a start and then get zapped like he did with J Mart the first moto, but then have Mosman of all people to catch and pass him.
Oh, Mosman was on a mission.
Michael rode great, but let's be real.
Jesus was a savage yesterday.
Oh boy, we're not going into that. Mosman has never been on Cooper's level outdoors. So for that to happen, and it's not like, Justin can say, oh, I was pumped up, I wasn't feeling it, whatever. It's like the normal response for guys when they just get caught and pass like that. But like I said, that's got to be really deflating for him. I know that he's leading the points right now, and Jet's kind of really his only main rival. Hunter's kind of creeping up there, but didn't have a great day, so now it's back to 33 or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, these guys got to be thinking like, hey, if J-Mart doesn't go out and do what he did at Thunder Valley, like we'd have an issue right here, and it's not going to shock me if he keeps this rolling for the rest of the series.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me either for one bit. I mean, if he could stay healthy, you just never know, man. These other guys, they tend to do silly stuff, and I'm actually kind of surprised, honestly, to see as many silly things that we've seen out of Jet, as well as he rode in Supercross, and like as he rode like a veteran. I mean, he didn't look like a rookie. He rode like a veteran, smart, precise. We really haven't seen that outdoors, and I thought honestly that we would see more of that outdoors than we did even in Supercross. So I'm a little baffled on all these little mistakes, but
he got lucky yesterday, though.
Yeah, the one where he ran into who did he drill? Was it
Pierce Brown?
Was it Pierce Brown? Yeah,
it was gnarly.
That was out of his mistake.
That wasn't his fault. But he got lucky though. That could have been real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, he put himself in the position to be back there with that group. So
I was just about to say, starts are killing him now.
I'm gonna be real honest with you right now, and I know that both of us, Travis, like the Lawrence Bros, but I'm a Hunter guy, you're a Jet guy. If I'm in the Jet fan club right now, I'm a little worried because this is going south real quick. And I understand that after Washougal, they get a little bit of break. What is it, like 3 weeks until we round out the final 5? But if he does this again at Washougal, like I understand we have our issues with Cooper and the way his season's kind of gone, and I still think the fade might be coming as far as like when he starts going backwards. But, dude, Jet cannot afford to keep losing points.
He needs starts. He's got to figure out these starts, whatever the hell's going on with him, because that's the problem. He's fast. I mean, let's face it. He's coming through the pack.
But
We've
now the thing,
seen
though,
it now however many motos in a row.
But now he's crashing, though.
Well, yes, but, okay. Okay.
Southwick.
So we go to Southwick, okay? So what happened
Well,
there?
and Redbud.
Jalik washes out going up the face of that
Yeah,
jump
that wasn't his
scrubbing.
fault, but the
That one
second
wasn't
moto,
his
though.
fault, but then the second one, yes,
Twice.
is his fault there. Yeah, he tips over whatever, but that was after the Jalik one.
Yep.
Okay? Then you get here to Millville, okay? Again, bad starts coming through the pack. He drills Pierce, and then boom, it all goes haywire after that.
What I'm
But-
saying is some of that stuff isn't his fault, but what, and kind of like what Dan just said about getting bads, it's now compounding though. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so he's getting a bad starts, but now he's crashing, and then now he's not really having kind of like what he just said about with Supercross riding like a veteran. His racecraft hasn't been the best coming through the pack, which is something he's been, even his rookie season he was really good with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's the thing is, we know that Cooper, aside from that first moto at Southwick, he's going to be top 5 off the start pretty much every time. So if Jet keeps getting 10th, 11th place, Justin Cooper, he's thinking, well, if I get a start and I just sprint for 15 minutes, he's not going to catch me.
I mean, can I just say, it won't surprise me if Jet doesn't win this title. Like, it will not surprise me. He's young, second year in the class, second year riding.
I mean, I
on the
obviously would
for
rather
this
have
title.
him win it than Justin Cooper. I'm just saying, though, that like if he does this again at Washougal,
Yeah.
I'm really worried going into that last
Then we
5
got
rounds.
then we got to settle him down and
Yeah.
get our starts dialed in, so we're not in these precarious situations that we're in.
Yep.
Dan,
I think he wins. I think he wins Washougal.
You think- you think
It's
he
a
Oh,
goes
harder.
1-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see him going 1-1 to Washougal.
I could see
If
that.
he can get a good start, it's a harder packed track.
Yep.
It seems like on the harder pack stuff, he's a
Auto
little
control.
bit better on.
Yep.
And I think he wins Washougal. And Paula is a pretty hard pack track. Hangtown's hard pack. So we've got some rounds coming up that he's going to be really good at. And I'm not worried at all. Dude, he's a child.
Yep.
He's a freaking child still. So he's got a lot of time to figure out. I think he is leaps and bounds ahead of most at that age. And dude, I'm going to say it again, dude. I think he's going to be one of the greatest riders to go down in history of all time. I think he will. He's got the time on his side. He's got the talent, and dude, he's got the fan base. We could potentially be witnessing a rising star of our generation.
Well, yeah,
on the
because if he
track.
doesn't win,
You're-
if he doesn't win this year, like I said, he's only 17. I don't even think he's turned
Yeah.
18 yet. He's got
Nope.
multiple years, and even if the rumors about like, hey, when Kenny leaves, like bumping him up to the 450, still he bumps up in the 450 in 2 years, and he has two 250 titles. Once again, he's going to win a 450 title, whether it's Supercross or outdoors. He's got so much time. Yeah, I'm not worried in the sense of like what his career trajectory is going to be. I'm just looking in the sense of it's gonna be a sting that if he was doing so well, then to lose this title for something that had nothing to do with other than just bad starts. Because outside of J-Mart, he's clearly the fastest dude in this class. Like, I know that Hunter did what he did to Southwick, but I think it's Jet and J-Mart, which kind of everybody predicted. It's going to suck to see him lose the title on starts. Because if he doesn't get bad starts, he's battling for wins every moto. Everybody knows that.
yeah.
So that's the only I'm more looking forward to Unadilla for him. The Eurostyle track.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
really curious to see, because obviously he didn't get to race his rookie year. We obviously didn't go there last year. I'm really curious to see Hunter as well, how they do at Unadilla, because we know how good the Euros are. We know how good, the guys come over. Even Chad was really good there for a long time. Kenny's had some of his best races he's ever had. I could see a Lawrence 1-2 both motos by quite a long ways if they go out there and get that track dialed in pretty quickly. If it's not a monsoon. But
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just upset I didn't get a Jet t-shirt.
yeah, whatever. You didn't get a donut either.
I don't give a shit about a donut. I wanted a t-shirt. Didn't know they were selling them. Couldn't
Yeah.
get them online because they're sold out. So
Whatever. You and Daniel should start like a fan club, another fan club.
me and DB are tight on the Jet thing.
Yeah,
okay?
you are. Yes, I know.
But like, we don't talk. He doesn't know who I am, but we're tight about the Jet thing. All right. Generational
It's funny.
talent.
It's funny. So I was talking to Daniel. I was telling Daniel I was going to do the show, and he's like, "Oh, cool. What's the name of it?" The Moto Aftermath. He's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He'd never heard of you guys, just so you know. But
Thank
he
you.
does. He knows you guys. He knows you now. But he's like, "Well, that sucks, man. I was thinking about starting another podcast. Another podcast to the Main Event Moto called the Moto Aftermath. I said, "Yep, that's taken. Sorry."
Tell them it's for sale. Everything's for sale.
Oh, that's funny.
Tell them to bust out some of that Eagle Grip money, man, and
Oh
we'll
my God.
we'll
Yeah.
sell off for sure.
Yeah, it was funny.
Well, you know, somebody snagged maineventmoto.com, so
That's
Yeah.
we
awesome.
can't even have a main event. So somebody's holding our domain hostage. So that's always fun.
Yeah, it was funny when we were trying to come up with the name of the show. Like, it just kind of made sense. Like, it has to have Moto in it, I guess. But then it's like, hey, the Aftermath, we're doing it after the races. But, like, it didn't really take us that long to figure out the name. I think we only...
No, I pretty much was like, Justin, what should we call this? And he rattled this off, and I was like, okay.
That's it.
There we are,
No,
and we're in.
it's a good name. I like it.
So it's not bad. All right, man. I know we're short on time with you, so we won't.
just wanna-
keep. Oh, go ahead. You
No.
got one question for him?
Yep, no, well, he already gave his prediction for the 250 class with Jet. Do you think we see another Eli 1-1 domination at Washougal? Because I think that it's
Is that even a question for him?
well.
Do you
I
think the
don't- I
Cowie
don't
guy
know.
that
I
you've
don't-
been drooling over for the last 3 years wins Washougal?
I've been way more honest this year.
That is true. You have not been quite as biased.
Oh, I like the fact that he's just like, yeah, I've been
I'm
honest.
trying to work on that.
I don't think it's close,
yeah,
Dan.
man. I could see Eli going 1-1 at Washougal for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it's close. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Like, when's the last time he's even lost a Moto at Washougal? What, 2016 to Kenny? Like, he's been
Yeah,
dominant there. And the thing is, if you even think about it, even as dominant as Dylan's been or Kenny, like, the only way they're gonna beat him there is if Eli's buried and they get a start. And even if they sprint for 20 minutes, like, Eli erased a 20-second gap on Kenny in, what was it, 2018, 2019? I
Yeah.
don't see anybody beating Eli at Washougal, and honestly, I don't know if anybody in the world could beat Eli at Washougal. Like, people like to talk about Eli at Southwick. It's Washougal. Like, something about him in that track just clicks. I think it's gonna be a domination. If I'm being real honest with you, I don't think it's really gonna be a race for first.
No, I agree with you. And he's putting in some good motos. He's back up there where he should be, and I think he easily wins Washougal.
And you said Jet 1-1 probably.
Yeah, I think Jet's gonna go 1-1 at Washougal for sure.
Do you think J-Mar gives him a run, or you think it's just kind of an easy day for him?
Yeah, no, I think Jet will run away with it. I think J-Mar will be podium.
Okay.
But I think Jet's got this. That's my prediction.
So yeah, that if he goes 1-1, he's gonna, what is it? Is it how 5-7 to Cooper? It's single digits.
I don't know. It's
So if he goes
Yeah.
1-1, like he's either
With-
going to be tied or he's going to take it
I
back
say with
over.
everything that happened yesterday, he still was
Yeah.
only 5 points or some shit like that behind Cooper.
Yeah, so if he goes 1-1, he'll have the points back pretty much probably. Mm-hmm. So
all right, Dan. One more
Do you
question.
guys have more faith in Cooper or more faith in Jet for his title?
Jet.
Yeah, I do too.
it's not that I dislike Cooper. It's just he's
Faded.
Yeah,
Faded,
like we're at the
faded.
halfway point now, and if you look back since he's went pro, like this has been the time where he's kind of hit that metaphorical wall. I don't know if it's mental or physical, and I understand we haven't had a lot of hot races, but if you look back since he's went pro outdoors, this is about the time where he starts going backwards in the series. And I
Yeah.
think that if Jet goes out and like dominates 1-1, Cooper, I'll just say it, I think he's kind of a head case. I don't know if anybody is on board with that or they disagree, whatever.
Have you seen his hair?
Whatever.
Oh, I
dude.
agree 100%.
So I think if Jet goes out and goes 1-1, and then with the way Millville went yesterday, I think that he's going to start getting in his own head, and it just might start unraveling. Like, I really do, which will be cool because then Hunter could, step up in there. We could see a Honda 1-2.
And what I like is, I think, as crazy as this sounds, man, I think that J-Mart could have a say in this title as far as who wins, man. Because
I agree.
that J-Mart and Cooper, I don't think there's no love lost there, and
I don't think anybody likes
J-Mart
Cooper.
was on the team with
J-Mart hates everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, J-Mart, I think, has a good relationship with Jet. They were on the Geico team.
Yep.
And from what I understand, they really got along. So, man, it'd be cool to see J-Mart maybe help out Jet a little bit. That'd be pretty bitchin'.
Look, Dylan didn't like Cooper. I don't know, other than outside of Thrasher, if anybody else likes Cooper on that team. It's just something about Justin Cooper. He just needs to fix himself. Like, stop bringing to talk about his dog.
Probably his chick.
His chick's a millionaire, so I don't think really that matters.
His chick's dad is a millionaire.
Whatever.
She is not.
Whatever. Same thing.
She's like 17.
She's not 17, bro.
She's young. She ain't that old, bro.
All right, so I don't know if you had a question. I have another question for Dan, since we're on the topic of J Mart.
Well, hurry up. The
All right,
man's got to go,
Yeah,
okay?
I know. Okay, so he's a Cowie guy. Have you? Okay, so we know that there was a possibility of J Mart going to Pro Circuit, and obviously that went away. Well, now it comes out that there's a possibility that he might not be re-signing with Yamaha, and there's also the rumor of Pro Circuit possibly.
Yes.
Oh, is that something you can't talk about, or
No, go ahead.
how do you feel about that?
I think it would be a good fit. You know, he almost went to Pro Circuit before Star. I know that Mitch talked to him prior to him going to Star, and there was an offer on the table, and you know, Mitch wasn't in a position to match it. And from what I understand, Mitch told him to take the deal and to let him know how it went. So there's a relationship there between Mitch and J-Mart, and I could absolutely see J-Mart going to Cowie next year.
I think it'd be awesome.
It's happening.
I think Cowie
I think it would be.
Yeah.
Star doesn't have any money for him next year.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
They got 9,000 people
Yeah.
riding for them, and you know they're paying Seth Rarick a lot of money.
Yeah, so I know Hymus is going to Honda, and
Best
you
move
know
ever.
from what I understand that Deegan is probably going to Star. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a perfect opportunity for Mitch to pick up J-Mart. I think there's still plenty of gas left in on J-Mart, and
Try to get that number
I
one
think
plate
it would-
back.
yeah, man, I think it'd be a really good fit too.
Yeah.
I think it just worked because of his relationship with Mitch and the way Mitch goes about with his riders, and J Mart his training, his work ethic. I think he would be the one guy that'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not going to let you down, Mitch," and Mitch would be like, "Yeah, I know." Not saying that the other riders on the team let him down.
I think J-Mart really wanted to go to PC this year. I think he really did, but the offer that Star had made to him was so beneficial to J-Mart that it just didn't make sense. You know, the money was so good. So
He didn't want to have to work at a dealership during the week, man. That's all there was to it.
right.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I think it'd be cool. I'd love to see it for sure. I like J-Mart.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Kawasaki back on top.
Jesus. Oh God. So Dan, if I pay you double, what's the chances I can get one of them toolboxes before DB?
Oh boy.
Before yeah. Yeah, no problem.
I mean, I
Gotta
would
be
totally
dialed
tag
in.
him in it
See-
to like make sure he knew that I got mine before him. Also, having paid for it afterwards, like.
So DB wants a specific toolbox. No, that's the problem. So
We'll see. Well, I'll pay
DB
double
wants-
to get the one before him. Like, it's fine.
yeah, no problem. We can make that happen. No problem. Yeah, he wanted one specific toolbox. It was a toolbox that was supposed to be returned from a team. I'll leave unnamed.
Oh, come on, man! Don't leave me hanging like that.
So you guys could figure it out easily. But I sponsored a team last year, and the agreement didn't go as planned, and I was supposed to get the toolbox back, and I'm not going to be getting the toolboxes back, and hopefully I'll get paid instead. So we'll see. But yeah, no, DB, we got to get DB dialed in. That guy's toolbox is pathetic at best.
Oh, that's
God bless
awesome.
Daniel.
And
God
what's
bless him.
even scarier is actually I probably need to hire him and Evan a mechanic too, because watching Daniel use tools is scarier than the toolbox that he works out of.
Oh my God! I literally just told Justin this today because we're like working on. So I own a powder coating business. Justin used to own a repair facility with his dad, power sport shop with his dad.
Okay.
And then like dad passed away, and now so he's been kind of doing some other stuff. And I'm like, hey man, let's get back into it. Like I want to open a power sports side. He's like, okay. Me and the kid and my chick went to the track today, and I'm watching this dad with his 50 Junior KTM just wrench on it. The kid's like, it's not fucking working, and he's just wrenching on it. And I looked at that and I went, I'm never going to be that guy. And I told Justin when he got here today, I was like, you know what, man? I hope you're ready to start going to the track because, I'm going to be paying you to go to the track with me to wrench on the kid's bike so I don't have to.
Good. We just expect perfection, so your kid better start winning because I don't work for losers.
Look, here's the thing. We
Yeah.
like to have fun, and we like to not get hurt.
I know, man.
There's two things we like to do.
Just the not-
fun, not hurt.
Look, the not hurt part is more important.
So-
Well, that's what's crazy is like, you go to the track and you'll see like I'll give you a perfect example. Last week I was at the track and there was this guy that showed up in this toter home with like a 20-foot enclosed trailer that matched, and I mean, dude, beautiful setup, right?
Yeah.
And I happened to just kind of be hanging out, and I look at the guy's toolbox,
Nah.
and he's
Phillips
using like
screwdriver.
some hokey ass tool. I mean, beautiful freaking Huskies. This kid was on Husky 85s, and beautiful bikes, and it's a lot of money. But dude, I don't understand why moto people don't invest in the right tools to do the job. It's like
It's unnecessary.
most everybody, they just think it's like not necessary. Like, oh, we don't need a torque wrench. We'll just tighten that up. And oh, my forks suck because the fucking pinch bolts are too goddamn tight. The forks won't even travel through the upper tubes. It's like, man, why don't people spend money on the right shit? It blows my mind.
I think what it is that a lot of these people nowadays, especially with the sport growing, they think that if they spend 10 grand on a bike, that the bike's supposed to just last for 1,000 hours and they'll never have to do anything on it.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's what it is. Like, for the longest time, I was the same way. Like, I never understood it. Like, I always laughed when I'd go to amateur nationals and you'd see somebody with a Renegade, 40, 50 footer and, a double stacker trailer. And then you'd look in the trailer and there's like one bike and then there's no tools and no oils, nothing, no parts. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. You drove all the way to Lake Whitney and you're doing Oak Hill and you're doing the trip, the nationals, you're going to World Minis, you're doing Gatorback, whatever. And you got all this money, you got like $500,000, if not more, and you got no tools in that whole fucking thing.
It's unnecessary.
I'm like, I don't understand it. And I think that's what it is now. I think all these people think that they spend so much money on these bikes. I think they think it's a lot like a car. Like, oh, it'll just last for a long time. And then, at the last second, we'll do maintenance. I truly think that's what it is. I don't get it either.
Well, and it's not even it's not so much the maintenance. I mean, it is obviously want to maintain your shit, but it's about safety, man. It's like, have the right shit, know that you're torquing something down properly, nor just have the right tools. Because, dude, I mean, like us, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 30, gonna be 38 this year. I have a family. I've got a good job. I can't get hurt.
No.
So
Yep.
at any expense, man, I will take whatever it takes to make sure I got the right shit, to make sure that my bike's properly maintained, to make sure I got the right tools to make sure it's maintained, so I don't go out and get hurt. Because at the end of the day, man, it would be shitty to know that I got hurt because I didn't do something properly and could have prevented it, right?
100%.
Having fun's a good part, but going home safe is more important.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have
But,
fun. We don't get hurt. That's what we like to do. Okay?
That's all that matters,
We may go
honestly.
slow, but we're gonna have fun and not get hurt.
I tell that to everybody.
Hey, and using nice tools is way better.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
I have
You know?
I have a box full of your previous employer's tools, and they're great. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, they are. They're great tools.
That's like I got we have a $20,000 Mac tool box. Like, what is it? The Gator National Edition or whatever. So yeah, that was. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I like having nice tools. I like having nice shit. It's always good.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, if you guys or any of your listeners ever need anything, just reach out to me, and I like to take care of the people that take care of my people. So
Can I
always
can
like
I
to
can I
try to
ask
be
what
fair.
brand tools do you sell right now?
yeah. So my Moto box is the ones that I'm putting together. Basically, it's a 3-drawer box. Ball bearing drawer slides, and then we're putting Gear Wrench brand tools in it. The Gear Wrench stuff is it's pretty cool actually, because it was a brand that I did sell when I had my truck. It was for somebody that didn't want to spend the money on that brand of tools. I had Gear Wrench tools, which is a great brand. They have a really good product and a good price point. So I decided to continue utilizing that brand for my boxes. And then what was cool is they actually partnered up with Monster Energy Kawasaki, and they're doing some stuff on the NASCAR side. But they're also sponsoring like Supercross. So I don't know if you guys realize, like during Supercross, it was the gear wrench tools to the race, and then the gear wrench was on the scoring pylon on TV. So,
Yep.
They invested into our sport, and I liked that because
We need that.
it was a brand that I was already familiar with. It was a brand that I wanted to use for my business, for our people, and it was just a great tie-in. And I think anybody that invests into our sport, man, I'm on board. Whoever it is, if they have the willingness to invest into growing our sport, man, I'm all in. And it worked out perfectly. So we're using gear wrench stuff. I can get Milwaukee cordless tools. I can pretty much get whatever you want, just not the brand of tools that I was selling before and the other tool truck brands. Obviously, I'm not a franchise for.
Well,
but yeah,
my pocketbook doesn't exactly afford me. I actually got the Snap-on tool set through a local college program I went through to train to be a mechanic. Like, we basically paid, and then they had everything. They had Craftsman, Snap-on, Mac, Matco, and I think there was like a Napa set or something that we could pick from when we signed up to do the class. And like, I was 18 and I was like, well, dude, I gotta have Snap-on tools because like I don't know if I'll ever afford these. And so it was great. Like, I got a little like 7-drawer box on wheels or whatever, and it came with whole 9 yards as far as Snap-on tools went. So it's cool. As far as like the cordless power tools, I mean, I'm a DeWalt guy.
I don't use power tools.
No, you don't use power tools. It drives me fucking
I'm old
nuts.
school, man. I like to use my hands.
You could get shit done so much faster if you would just grab the impact driver.
I know,
it would be great.
I'm old school, man. I'm old school.
I buy all the nice DeWalt tools so that we can take stuff on and off easily.
The only time I use
cordless.
The only time I use power tools is when I'm working on a motor.
No, Jesus Christ.
That's it, buddy.
We don't do that
you know
here
what's
anymore.
funny is I actually don't use power tools either.
See,
believe it
he
or
gets
not.
it.
Oh my God.
He gets it.
Guys.
I do shit my hand.
Exactly.
When I'm in a hurry, I'll use a 3/8 drive impact, cordless impact, but it's very rare.
Guys, this
For
is the
some reason,
21st
man,
century.
I like spinning that T handle,
Yep.
man. I like using that ratchet and listening to it click,
Look,
so
my
I'm a
thing
little old
is,
school.
I've seen too many people like just even taking shroud bolts off. A little bit too much, not paying attention, strip it right out. I'm like, I don't have that problem when I'm using my hands.
Guys, it is the 21st century.
Yeah, whatever,
We have
buddy.
21st century technology.
All right. I think Dan's at the last leg of his time, so let's have him tell people where they can find him at. I don't know if Dan
Not
has
main
an
event, not maineventmoto.com, that's for sure.
I don't know. Dan,
No,
I don't know if
no.
Dan has an Instagram, does? Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
God,
So
I don't know, man.
He's not like you. He's not a loser.
God, shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, so my Instagram for my business is DCMX Tools. That's on Instagram. My website's dcmxtools.com. And then you guys can find me on Instagram, Dan Colvin 633.
Sick.
Love it.
Well, thanks, man.
Yep,
We
and then
appreciate you
make sure
coming
guys
on.
Make sure you guys are following Main Event Moto too.
I am. I'm one of my, I don't know, I got 67 Instagram accounts for all sorts of my different businesses. So at some
Hey,
point
I know.
somewhere it's there.
Do you want to ask him about the jersey?
See, I wasn't going to be a dick and bring that up.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I was just
Forget
going
that I asked that.
I was just going to let that go.
Oh, okay.
What jersey?
So, oh God, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna sound like a fucking dick. I really wasn't gonna bring this up. Okay, so back when Hayes, you guys did that fundraiser for Hayes or whatever. So I donated a whole bunch, and I won like a Caleb Russell jersey and like a tumbler, and like I got the tumbler, never got the jersey, and I really don't care. It's not a big deal. I've like said some shit to Justin, but it's not a big deal. I'll tell you what.
No, he didn't know that I was going to say that. I was just joking around.
Just-
Like, he actually doesn't really
Okay,
care.
so-
just tell Daniel he owes me.
Well, he probably has it, and he probably forgot who it went to. So Daniel is balls to the walls, guys. He's like,
Oh, yeah, that's
he's
obvious, yep.
legit the hardest worker that I have ever seen, the most committed person to whatever he does that I've ever seen. He just doesn't have time, between Eagle Grit, and now he's the sole owner of Eagle Grit. So it's exploding. He's doing that 100% on his own, with his wife's help. And then, he's obviously got the Feld thing with Supercross. They have him doing a bunch of other little projects. And then, like, for instance, today he's out at Sonoma Raceway where they have the NASCAR race. They have this big motorcycle event out there, and Husqvarna hired him to come out and run the Husqvarna Stasics,
Sick.
to announce that. So he's just got his hands in so much different stuff. And then, of course, trying to be a dad and a family man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he is very, very forgetful on that kind of stuff. Not because he doesn't care, just simply, dude, he literally burns the candle at both ends. It's pretty incredible that he's able to even balance what he's doing. But that was kind of part of the reason I took on the Instagram, is he finally, you know, I'd seen him struggle just because he doesn't have time. You know? And, I said, hey, dude, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Dude, can you run the Instagram? Sure. So I've been doing that. Been trying to do contests and grow our followers and grow the Main Event Moto brand. And, you know, it's growing. It's huge. It blows me away, the growth that we have right now with not only the Instagram, but our listeners and our downloads each week. It's mind blowing to me that there's that many people that actually want to listen to us. I would have never thought in a million years. You know,
what are you guys up to now? Like downloads a week?
I don't know I know that in the last year it's tripled. You know, but it's in the 20,000s.
Holy shit!
I think
more than Pulp, right?
No.
Pulp
is way more.
Yeah, they get a lot. Pulp's huge. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's fun to be a part of, for sure. It's funny because, you know, people think, you know, that I get paid to do this, and then I don't. I do this because I want to help my buddy. I enjoy doing it. It kind of keeps me involved in the industry and things like that. But sometimes I get messages on Instagram, you know, as if I'm a paid employee. I'm like, I have to fucking listen to you, dude. Go fuck yourself, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though you know, it's great to evolve the sport and get a lot of new fans, when they start getting into all this stuff and they start listening to the people that, you know, are actually in the industry, because they're not in tune with the industry, they don't really have the best idea of what's going on. And I mean, even with how small our channel is, like, we get it all the time. Like, when we first started, fucking people hated me.
I may have told some people to suck my dick on YouTube comments.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's the thing too, is like, you know, I don't know. I don't fault some of these people, but it's like, dude, I don't think they don't understand how the podcasting and the YouTube thing works. Like, so it's unfortunate because you get all these people that are just always pissed off, and it's like, well, we can't do anything about it. Like, we try, but like, there's nothing really we can do in the end. So I don't know.
It's the ones that, you know, they come up with unlogical stuff. It's just, you know, just whether or not they're just trying to be funny, or they're drunk at home on a Saturday night, just drunk, you know, want to just talk shit. And it's like, dude, I don't got fucking time for that. No. You know, I'm busy. I don't want to fucking hear your shit. I don't care if you think I'm an idiot. I don't care if you don't like my voice. Go fucking listen to something else. Well, I don't care.
It's because they probably think that that's what you do for a living, not knowing that you actually have a real job, and, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
no.
I mean, but at the end of the day, guys, you know what I think it is? It's just, dude, people get jealous. You know, they would love to be in the spot that we're in, and I don't want to sound like that in arrogance, you know. But,
no, man, you can do it all day long. That's what we're here for. People don't listen to this podcast.
They just get jealous, and they're just haters, dude. It is what it is, you know.
I mean, if they just called more nice, we would put them on the show. I put some random drunk guy on the show at Redbud.
Yeah, but
who was parked next to us.
That guy was like, Jesus.
He wasn't going away.
No, he wasn't. He wouldn't leave. We're trying to do the podcast. We had BC.Pizza on, and this guy was just like sitting there, and for a second I thought he was in the camera shot, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, dude, he like comes and like sits in front of the camera between like the camera and us, and I'm just like, what are you
Best thing
doing?
ever though was when Max Miller and Variz's motorhome came up, and it was like right behind. And I'm like, are you guys about to run us over right now? Jesus.
Yeah, that was awesome. Good times.
So are you guys real quick before I got to go? Are you guys tight with Bobby-Pizza?
I'm wearing a BC.Pizza shirt right now.
Somewhat, yeah, man. We backed him for Redbud a little bit, and then I contacted him when the whole thing went down at the Indy Supercross, and then got him on the phone and talked to him about that.
Great kid, by the way.
That week, yeah, and then we kind of interviewed him there, and then he was on the show too, and like, so we've done a few things with him.
So it's funny. So we had, you know. I don't know, it was 2 rounds ago or 3 rounds ago when Bobby-Pizza's girlfriend was packing his gate. She made TV, right?
Yes, yes, I texted you about this.
We got this group chat going, right? I think, Travis, you might have asked me about this. Somebody did. Anyhow, So I had said something on Main Event Moto about, Piazza's girlfriend.
Yep.
Nothing negative, just that I had seen a picture. Dude, you would have thought that I had naked nude pictures
Oh,
of Bobby
Jesus.
Piazza's girlfriend. Basically what happened was Dark Side and Triple J, we have this group chat, I was telling you. One of those four said, "Hey, did you see Piazza's girlfriend on the line? Man, she's smoking hot," whatever, right? And then somebody sent a picture, one of the four, I don't remember which one it was, of just her Instagram. She's in a bikini on her Instagram, right? So I had referenced that on the show, dude, on Main Event Moto. Dude, you would have thought that I had nude pictures of her. Like, people were like,
God.
"Oh, what pictures does Dan have?" Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Jesus.
For the record, guys, it was just an Instagram picture. I have nothing to do. I don't know her. I have no pictures. Like, relax, guys.
His chick's awesome though. 'Cause
Yeah, she's cool.
she. I don't know if you. Do you know who Matthias Jorgensen is?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever watch the YouTube channel that he did with his chick when they were doing all the nationals and Supercross last year?
No, I never did.
It was really so basically like, they came over from wherever he's from and stuff, and like she was super supportive, like quit her job or whatever, but still was doing schooling. Like Bobby and his girl, like we even said
Exact
this,
same thing.
exact same thing,
Living
like,
out of the van.
with their
like-
dog, living out of the Sprinter van, like traveling to the races, and unfortunately he's not going to get to do all the nationals because of funding and stuff, but like when we sat down in the interview with him, that was me and Travis looked at each other, we go, just the exact same thing. It's just a cool story. Like Bobby's a real cool dude, very, very quiet. Like he's very soft spoken. He's not like outgoing and but just a cool story. And his chick though has an obsession with Ken Roxon.
Oh yeah,
so
like I said, it was super funny because when you guys were talking about that on the show, I immediately texted you and I was like, "Bro." So she was talking to my chick at Redbud when we were interviewing Bobby, and she's like, "Oh my God, I love Kenny," and like supposedly like Kenny knows that she's like a homegirl for him or whatever. So like on the line there, I guess like Kenny's mechanic like dropped his towel or something, and she like picked it up and handed it to him, and Kenny like smiled at her or some shit like that, dude. Like she was telling my chick this, right? And it was just like the craziest thing, and I'm just like, man, this is awesome. Like to have a chick that is doing this with her dude, and then they're at Redbud, and like she's right there next to this guy that she's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and then to have him know too, like, oh, it's excellent, like the best thing ever.
That's so funny.
So yeah, so
That's hilarious.
yeah, that's
Good shit.
awesome. But yeah, but she's a cool chick, man.
She's awesome.
She is.
yeah, and like I said, Bobby's
Yeah, right
a
on.
real great dude. So
Yep.
I've always liked him. Remember that show that they did? That
Oh yeah.
Rhino,
Racetrack Proven or whatever the hell it
Racetrack
was.
Supercross.
yep.
With Rhino,
Rhino.
and Jamie Ellis.
Yep.
See, that was a cool show, man. Why can't we do something like that on Netflix? I mean, that's just...
We need to get Rhino.
That's what we need.
Look,
Rhino needs to head it up.
I'm gonna
I'm
I'm gonna reach out to Grandal and see if I can get him on the show at some point here because he
messaged us on.
I was gonna say he DM'd us on Twitter the other day, sending us some stuff because he knows how awesome we think MX Sports is.
No boy.
Also, and so anyway, yeah. So he reached out to us already. So I'm gonna reach out to him and be like, "Hey man, can I get you to do a podcast with us?" And I'm gonna start pitching this more and be like, "Look, bro, I know you got some big bucks, so you need to start peeling off a few of them 100Ks
Yeah.
and let us get this shit really popping here."
Dude, you got to go look at one of Rhino's latest posts.
Oh boy.
About him. Dude, the guy, he gets crazier and crazier every day, I think.
Yes.
He's got...
Was he talking about his
he's-
chickens or?
No, he's all crouched down behind a Tesla
Oh my God.
by this lake, and the Tesla's plugged in, and he looks really out of place anyways, because I don't know, maybe it is his Tesla, I don't know, I just can't see Rhino driving a Tesla, but he said something about his freedom beings, and he comes out behind this Tesla, and he's got his gun, and he just starts firing his gun, like, borderline, like, just in the air, just like, bop, 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 bop. I'm thinking, dude, that guy just had, like, that's like negligent of discharge of a firearm. Like, what the fuck? Oh, you gotta watch him. You guys,
I gotta go check this
He's
out.
got a video of himself where he's trying to be like the older version of Ronnie Mack.
oh Lord.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Hey, dude.
Yeah,
he still fucking shreds though. It's
he's gonna win
unbelievable,
Loretta. He's
you
gonna
know?
win Loretta's in the vet class or whatever class he's running. So
for sure.
Do you think he's racing Mike Brown? Is he?
No, Brownie's not down there. He's racing Emig and Kurt Nickel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's gonna be no
No problem.
No. Yeah.
Well, I think
He's
Emmig's
a
riding the
progressive
150 or whatever, 125.
Are you sure? I thought he was racing Brownie because I thought in one of Wilson's vlogs
I don't
that
think-
he said that he was talking shit to Brownie about racing Rhino.
No, I think Brownie's too busy with Jalik and Styles. Training them.
I don't know. Well, I
Plus,
guess we'll see.
Brownie keeps getting shit every year for going back to Loretta's, which is dumb. 'cause,
What do we got? 2 weeks till we got that?
Apparently, Ricky talks about Ricky trying to go back or whatever, so I don't know.
There's a lot. You're going to
Hey,
see this.
what week's Loretta's this year?
I think it starts, what is it, July 31st?
Don't ask me, yeah,
I think it's
fucking
July.
clue.
I think it's August 1st this year, because I think August 1st is a Monday.
So it's only a couple weeks out then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right, boys. I better get going, but I appreciate you guys very much for having me on. It's been real, and whenever you guys want me back, just let me know.
Will do, man. Thank you. We appreciate you
Yes,
coming
we do.
on.
Thank you.
Have a
All right,
great
guys, have a good
evening,
night.
sir.
Have a good night.
too.
Yeah. Bye.
See you, Mike.
All right. Wow.
Great show.
Jesus Christ.
Great show, man.
Toolman Dan.
I like that guy.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. What did I have to text him about?
Oh, MX Sports and stuff going forward, the shit that we've heard. And what he's-
Yes, that was it.
Yeah. Honestly, though.
Don't let
like-
me forget that
I'm
after
not
we
going-
get done.
I'm not going to. Honestly, though, that went a lot better than I thought. Not that I had
boy,
any,
here we go.
No. Not that I thought going in that it was going to be bad.
You thought he was incompetent?
No, shut the fuck up. No, I really like Toolman Dan, though. Like I said, I always like hearing it. He's got a fresh take, and I know that he has, there's certain things they can't say on their show and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I always think that he's pretty upfront about it. Even when he was, what he was just talking about with getting kind of screwed out of, with the teams. He's always upfront, but he has to censor
Do you know what
himself.
team it is?
No.
I don't either. I have to go through his Instagram and find out.
But I was a little worried, because obviously I wasn't here for the Dark Side show, but with the certain people that he's associated with, that there was a lot of things he wasn't going to be able to say. And I know that he said, well, I just won't really talk about it, or even joking around pleading the fifth. But he was, not that we asked him a lot of hard hitting questions, but he was a little bit more open about certain things and didn't seem like he was, uncomfortable with some of the stuff that we talked about, where I kind of thought that maybe, the way we are, that he would just kind of be like, well, I can't really say much. But no, I think that was a really good show. I like I said, I think it was great that he could be more of himself.
I really hope I got the beginning of it, but I don't think I did.
Oh, well.
But I mean, all it was
Yeah.
him talking about AC.
Oh, just talking about AC.
Yeah, and the intro, which I'll just.
But no, I was,
record a new
like I
intro.
said, I was a little worried that he wasn't going to be able to talk about a lot of stuff. Seems
Yeah.
to the fact, especially with, Kawasaki and, being with DB and Feld. But no, I thought that show went really good. Like I said, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to the Dark Side show, but I thought it was good.
Anything else you want to talk about?
We're at the halfway point now.
Yep.
We got one more race, then we got a 3-week break, and then we got the last 5 legs of the last 5 rounds of the outdoor series, which is crazy that we're already at that point. Any takeaways, any surprises, any people in both classes so far through 6 rounds, that anything that shocked you, anything that's kind of been a disappointment? I mean, I know that there's actually been a lot of stuff going on, but anything that really stands out to you that is shocking, not shocking?
250 class, I am shocked at how shitty Fortner is right now. Absolutely shocked at how bad he is right
Out of
now.
all the stuff, that's the one thing that shocked you?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
That's probably the most, because dude, I really thought he was going to come in prepared. Ready to go.
But if he has
issues.
If he has EBV though,
Well, yeah, that's a whole different story. But the fact is,
if he does,
here we go again.
Yeah.
With the secrecy of the fucking industry.
If he has
okay?
EBV,
we don't
though,
fucking know.
no.
So all we can do is speculate. Okay, if you tell me
it'd be
that,
better if we did know.
Yeah, if
because
you-
then it'd be. But if he has,
it's like Wilson. If Wilson has a shitty race,
Yeah, it's
okay,
good.
dude, he's got.
and I like,
he's got.
and
Yeah,
I like that
he's
he
got
came out.
Yeah.
Where kind of Zacho didn't with the back thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine, dude. You're not fine.
You're not fine.
But Dino,
You're not
okay, so
okay.
good on Dino. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Dino fan. I don't have anything against him. I'm just not. But
Bro, how did Dino not die over that tabletop at Redbud?
bro, I don't know. Especially watching it, how bad he cross-rode it, and then just
How
tipping the front.
did he not die?
He's tall.
He should be dead
Hey man,
at Redbud.
you can say what you want about Dino, but he's got guts. He's got heart. Because he's another dude that really, I know that he's flying the flag for Husky.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have to be out there right
No.
now. Especially with EBV and them knowing it.
Yeah.
But about the Fortner thing, if it come to find out that he does have EBV, does that kind of change your views on how this season, not Supercross, because that was totally his fault.
Supercross was his fault.
But outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
I just wish we knew.
Like, but that's the thing. Like, if you're telling me that your blood came back clean, you're good, like there isn't any fucking issues, then bro, you're just fucking sucking right now.
How crazy is it though that how bad he was that first moto? And I understand that the 250s is even more so than the 450s about starts. But he was riding around in like 22nd for a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He gets a start though, and Dan's right. Like he didn't have the pace of the front three.
No.
But he gets a start though, and he gets fourth. Mm-hmm. Like he goes from being 22nd for pretty much the entire first moto, and then just gets a start. It really does show how in the 250 class how dependent a start is.
Yes, 100%.
So
can we talk about that wild pile up in the second moto there?
So
because I don't feel like we touched about that as much as we should have.
I want to touch on that. And you know how pissed off I got at Redbud. Fucking flaggers, dude. What the fuck?
I don't know. So it was really weird because the camera was such a tight angle on what was going on right there.
Because they didn't pivot to the downhill.
Yeah, that it's like I couldn't see what the fuck was happening in the corner as to why Jet's running them over. As of course,
Jarrett Fry actually got the worst end of it of anybody.
Yeah, because like Jet runs him over.
Who else was in there?
Fry.
Schwartz? No, Schwartz wasn't in it.
No, it was
Jarrett Fry, RJ Brown,
Robinson, Styles.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And Jalik, I think, almost got collected in it too, but
I
he
think so.
weaved out of it.
Yeah, he weaved out of it. But yeah.
Dude, if you're because we didn't, but if you're telling me that there was flaggers not only at the top of the downhill, but in the corner, and dudes were just fucking, I'm gonna what the fuck? The whole time I'm sitting there going, are you kidding me? Like, whatever is going on right now with where we're placing flaggers, and like I said, to anybody that's never been to Millville, that section is more narrow than it even looks on TV.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is like that situation should have never fucking happened.
But here's the thing, too. Where were those guys heads up riding? Because
no, they won't.
You're coming down a hill. You could see that. It's not
if you're coming down the hill, like even if you're so focused on hitting the right-hander, coming off the top because it's a little bit of a floater, you can just get heads up and look over to the right.
Yeah.
It's it.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I would expect what happened there out of, like, C-class dudes.
Yeah, that shows, though,
like
once again, a technique thing. Like, fucking looking down at the front fender.
Oh, boy, don't get me started on that.
Yeah,
don't get me started on that. Anyway, but I just, dude, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Like I said, the camera angle was too tight. I couldn't see where the flaggers were or anything.
Jet and Jarrett Fry got really lucky.
Yeah,
like very lucky. That could have been a like.
Have we heard anything about Pierce Brown?
No, but I'm pretty sure that he's probably got some road rash and probably had the same thing Kenny had.
Probably
because I mean Jet fucking nailed him.
Yeah,
and like I said,
Jet really fucking nailed him.
And like I said, Fry actually had it worse than him. It just didn't look like it because he didn't go somersaulting through the air like Jet did. But dude, could you imagine though if that would have been just a little bit closer, kind of like with the Barsha and Dylan thing? That would have been a little bit closer to the face. Jet could have went flying through the air and arrowed into the fucking face of the finish line. Like,
well, that wouldn't be the first time he did that.
Yeah, but still, though, like, I'm looking at him going, dude. And then RJ, though, just fucking...
Oh, my God.
But seriously, how are you not, as a mechanic, I understand that they have limited... But, dude, I'm looking at him going, you're not going to get that fucking unwrapped without taking the rear wheel off. No. Why did you sit there and screw around with it for that long?
No, you should have been like, get me the mule and get this back to the pits right now.
I just thought it was funny, though, that RJ's sitting there the whole time and he's just waiting and waiting.
Never took the goggles off.
That has got to be... That is the worst feeling, though, as a rider, to just sit there and just pacing.
Here's the thing, buddy. You just wrapped 35 foot of banner in your fucking rear wheel.
And whoever the track crew was, like, thinking that what they were doing was making it better, it wasn't making it better. Like, every time they would roll it forward, it would just get more wrapped up in the chain.
Get that thing to the pits and get the rear wheel off.
So you were sitting there thinking the same thing I'm going, what the, like, really?
There was no way
the pit area is right up to the first turn.
Yeah, and you had 35 feet of banner. I mean, literally, he pulled all of the banner from the corner in that fucking thing.
Yeah, and that's a real unfortunate thing with RJ, though, because even though he didn't show the blazing speed yesterday, it was the first time in a long time that he stayed on two wheels.
Yep.
And just to have that happen to him, it's like, dude, I understand you were going to get on the box, but, like, it's a confidence thing to not go down.
Yeah.
And he didn't go down the first moto.
No, keep going. Sorry.
No, that's all I have to say. Like, I just feel bad for him because it's like, dude, now you finally put it together for two motos and not go down. Now you know what it takes. And then to have that happen and then have your weekend just ruined.
Any issues, switching gears here, any issues with the Volan on Thrasher crime?
Yes.
What were your issues?
Volan is an idiot. I understand he's a kid, but that was so dumb.
I don't understand exactly what happened there because it was like he got a great run through there, but then it was
Nate
like
had
he
like
just
half a
took
bike.
he just turned right.
Yeah, he did. He just turned right. Like they were talking about, the line. No, it didn't. It didn't push to the outside like that. Like Nate had half a bike, And he was kind of, and I understand when you're first, especially literally the first lap, he was trying to straighten out for the corner to go to that inside berm. And Max just, I don't know if he like hit a pocket and it pitched him wrong. So he got a little more forward momentum than he thought. But dude, he never turned. He just went to right.
Yeah.
And like, I understand Max is a kid and he's still learning etiquette of like what to do in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But bro, all I'm thinking going, dude, what are you doing? Like he never turned.
Any word on what's wrong with him?
Max or Thrasher?
Thrasher.
I think he popped his shoulder out.
I think so too. I just wasn't sure if we had confirmation or not.
I don't think he's going to be at Washougal.
Probably not.
Max though,
that was wild. He got a great run. Can we just talk about the run he got through those rollers though? Because he was 3 bikes behind going in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Max.
And he was half a bike ahead when that happened.
If Max gets his cardio under lock, he's good. But once again though, same thing. Gets a start. Like if he doesn't get a start though, he can't work his way through.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, from what I've heard, the KTM deal with him is just finish the races this year.
Yeah,
there is no expectations on him this year whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean,
finish the races, and next year we'll start worrying about getting some finishes.
I think that,
and then by year 3, you better be like competing.
I think that right now we kind of know where his speed is. Like he's a
top 10.
He's 10th, like a 9th to 12th guy, which is good. He just some of the stuff he does at the beginning of motos when he's out front, and I understand he's a kid. He's young. He's the same age as Jet.
Yeah.
He gets scatterbrained a little bit because it's a lot of information to process that early in the
moto. A lot of shit going on around you.
But it's like, dude, if I'm his mechanic, if I'm Roger and Ian, I'm like, dude, calm down.
Yeah.
Like, you need to relax a little bit. I understand, like I said, he's a kid. But it's like, dude, he is all over the place.
Yep.
Like, he's going so fast, but he's not putting clean laps together. Like, he's fucking weaving in and out. He, like I said, he's riding a wide bike. He knows that he doesn't have the speed. But, dude, like, his lines are not clean. There was a bunch of times where he was like, I thought he was going to drop the front end over that little wall before the second set of rollers. Well, that's the thing, though, is everybody was kind of like either wheel tapping off the top or just, like, bouncing into the face. But he was, like, not lifting the front end. He was, like, going at the face straight, so the forks were loading, and it was just pitching and then dropping. And I'm like, dude, you've done that 3 laps in a row now. Like, stop doing that.
Yep.
And he just doesn't. But any more surprises? Anything people in either classes that have been kind of done worse than you thought? I mean, I think 250s outside of J-Mart is kind of working the way we might have thought it was going to go.
I'm a little disappointed in Hunter's performance. I thought we were going to see more out of him this summer. To be really honest with you. Is this who he is?
No, I think Southwick is who he is. I think that now knowing about what you said about earlier with the diabetes thing.
Yeah.
And I think that he was a little bit like, it's the first time he made it through all Supercross.
Yep.
I don't think he was 100% prepared going into outdoors because maybe he was a little so focused on Supercross.
Yeah.
And I think the Wick, like going 1-1, which actually surprised me because I thought if any of the Lawrence brothers were going to go 1-1, it was Jet. Mm-hmm. I just think yesterday, that he just wasn't as fast as those guys. Like, I don't think it had anything to do with like, hey, he's physically, there's something wrong, mentally wrong. I just think that like he was just a 4th to 5th guy yesterday.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of times through the rollers where he just like, I mean, what was it? That one, was it the first or second moto where he was battling with Nichols for a little bit? Like Nichols just caught him. Like just caught him from like 3 bike lengths back. And that's gonna happen though. Like there's times where you're not gonna feel it that day.
Yeah.
He goes to Washougal though, like kind of like what Dan said, like it's more hard packed. It kind of fits him and Jet's style. They're really loose on the bike. They're really good about being light and hopping over bumps, which is something you need at Washougal. Mm-hmm. So I think that they're going to both be really good there. 450s. I mean, you can talk about the Dillon thing. I think Sexton is the biggest surprise or disappointment, I guess I should say. I really expected a lot more out of him. I really did. I thought he'd be winning motos by now. And you could say what you want about him.
I don't know what's going on there.
But I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, there's no way. Like, he's had flashes of brilliance. But if you're Honda, there's no way you're looking at going, well, it's been a good season. Like, there's no fucking way they're happy with the way his season's going right now.
No. But then again, we come back after this break, and he could rattle off 5 podiums in a row, and we could forget
I just don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either, but I'm just saying.
I think right now we have a good idea of, like...
The podium's pretty much set in the 450 class. Like, pretty much you're going to get Dylan, Tomac,
Kenny.
Yep.
And Barsha now.
Yeah, Barsha on and off, too.
And AP, same thing. I don't know. I mean... It's crazy with all the storylines that was going into this outdoor season. Us talking about the wildness that is, when we had Coach on and did both of our preview shows. But outside of, no. I mean, other than J-Mar getting hurt, it's kind of how it usually goes, though. I mean, the 450 class, other than Dylan, it's Kenny and Eli again.
Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty much Kenny. We kind of sat up here and go, oh, both, there's no way. They're like AC, Sexton, maybe Dylan, but he's not going to be winning. It's going to be AC in this AC Sexton show.
On the up hand, we're not that stupid this year because there wasn't anyone in the industry that saw Kenny doing this. Not one person saw Kenny. Everyone said that he was going to be out by round 3 at the most.
So, and I'm not also going to say a lot of people were talk about disappointment with Cooper Webb and Marvin. I know that it hasn't been great. But once again, we kind of talked about with Coop.
I guess those are my big
Marvin would be more of a surprise.
Guys.
Marvin would be more of a surprise.
But both of them. I mean, they're just both fucking terrible.
Coop had a good weekend at Southwick. He was better yesterday.
Yeah, but still,
But we didn't think he was going to be winning, though, did we really? I didn't think he was going to win.
You didn't think he was going to be on the box already?
I mean, maybe, but
6 rounds in, you didn't think we were going to see Cooper Webb on the box at least a couple of times?
Maybe Washougal, though. Harder base.
Maybe.
It fits him.
But I'm just saying,
yeah.
The first year, okay, we gave it to him. He came off a Supercross win. I don't give a fuck about outdoors.
Yeah.
All right, cool, great. This year, we were like, okay, he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And he is Eye of the Tiger, fucking killing it.
When he goes to Yamaha, maybe it'll change.
And then this year, there's now it's just been
stuff going
nothing
on behind the scenes with,
Yeah, well, he's not at Alden's anymore.
Yeah.
Which is weird. He's at the 83 compound.
Yeah, well, that's becoming a big
Training
thing.
with Jet, bro.
By the way, did you see that?
Jet. Everybody wants to hang out with Jet.
Well, he's a cool kid.
Great kid. Haven't met him. Seems like a great kid.
Yeah.
Probably a cool guy. Me.
Rocky Mountain, though. No, I don't think so. I don't think the Jet. I don't think that's Jet style. I don't think his version of cool guy would be cool guy. He'd just be hey man, I'm busy.
Okay, so he went cool guy me. I would never get a hold of him. At this point.
Exactly. That kind of like the Hunter thing. Hey,
yeah.
With that guy you were talking about with whatever the jersey or whatever you were telling me.
Yeah.
Speaking of 83 compound though,
Yeah.
because I saw a picture of when Joey riding out there.
Yeah.
And somebody tagged Blake Baggett in it, which I thought was hilarious.
Classic.
Rocky Mountain and the fuck show that is that
Yes.
decided to pick up an amateur rider that they're going forward with for.
Does that kid know he's not going to get paid?
His name's Ethan Lane.
Does he know he's not going to get paid?
I don't know. But I saw that
Someone
and I go,
should
you
DM
got to
him.
be shitting me
Someone
right now.
should DM him and be like, hey, man, make sure that check clears
Yeah.
before you start
Go-
putting them graphics on your bike.
I'm telling you this. Go check out his Instagram if you get time. Ethan Lane 83. I don't know if he's riding B or A class at Loretta's. He's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
But he was riding out at the 83 compound. They did this 125 build or whatever.
Well, you should definitely pay attention to what Jet's doing.
Yeah, no shit.
Have you heard the story? No, you haven't because you don't listen to Pulp. So, Mathis out the 83 compound, right? One day.
Recently?
This was during Supercross.
Okay.
So he's out there at the 83 compound hanging out. I think it was during the Orlando rounds, right? So he goes down there, and it's a day that Jet isn't riding. And so there's this quad into the corner, I guess.
Yep.
Right? And Ando can't quite get it, and Joey maybe got it a couple times, couldn't really get it. Jet gets dressed, goes out, runs 2 laps,
And Hawks.
nails this quad, and then is like, all right, I'm done.
I mean,
It's awesome.
that really
Fucking awesome.
That really doesn't surprise me though. With
Doesn't
Jet.
surprise me
I mean,
either.
the kid's got
It's
so much
fucking
natural.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's he just got dressed because he wanted to go do this quad that no one else could do.
Yeah.
And I think if I remember right, when Steve and if we knew Steve, we could call him and ask him. But I think when he did it, I think Steve said that like Savachi did it, but they couldn't get the corner afterwards, and Jet just perfectly and gone and was like, okay, that's cool. I just want to make sure I could do it.
Well, like I said, you look at his technique and the way he uses his legs, but not
Very upright.
Yeah, like I said, the way he uses his legs, not loading too much, he's getting just the perfect amount of traction almost all the time.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about before we end the show with surprises and this and that, talking about Dylan, I kind of, obviously nobody's seen this coming, but I was like, hey, why can't he have the same AC trajectory, battle for the championship, get wins, but just come up short, kind of like what AC did last year. But unless barring anything crazy, Dylan's going to win this championship, and it's to me hard pressed for me to believe that it's going to be close, especially now with Kenny the hole that he's in.
Yep.
Because Dylan has just kind of proved that he's just better than everybody right now. Mm-hmm. And that second moto especially showed it. If I'm everybody else though, and that Yamaha consistently getting better and better and better, if I'm everybody else in that class, I'm a little nervous moving forward in the future. The people that keep after raising him, because dude, if he transitions this into Supercross, so we know that Coop right now, he's the man in Supercross, you know. But we always like to talk about, like, oh, maybe his speed isn't always the best. Like, there's just nights where he's just off. Like, his racecraft is what gets him wins. And even though this year he proved more that the speed is better, but still, like, there's nights where you're just like, oh, Kenny and Eli or AC or Sexton or whoever's just faster. Dylan's the guy that I look at and go, if he can get his shit figured out in Supercross and his starts, he's not only consistent enough, his cardio, his program's good enough, but he's fast enough to be the guy that's going to beat Cooper Webb.
Oui.
I'm telling you, if he wins this outdoor championship, and then if it's not even close at the end, if I'm Cooper, I actually am nervous going into 2022 Supercross that I am not the guy to beat.
I'm not nervous till Dylan wins one.
But that's the thing, though. We said this with outdoors. Like, I know that's an obvious statement. But you're not nervous till it happens. But it's like, we didn't see this happening in outdoors, and then it happened, and then now it's just fucking downhill.
Yeah.
Like, Dylan is smacking these dudes around.
Like I said, if Dylan wins one in like a dominating fashion too, I'm not talking like closest Supercross race ever. But if he goes in there and wins one and like dominates, then I get concerned.
Yeah.
Until that point, I don't get super concerned.
And obviously, I completely get that, you know, because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
It's like that with anything.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is that if it does happen,
Yeah.
we honestly could be looking at a dude that's going to be dominating for quite a while because
Not that long. He's old.
well,
He's got to be, what, 27, 28?
he's 27. No, he's 27 because
Okay.
he's not that much older than Hurlings and Kenny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so he's 27. But that's the thing, though, is like not too long. But it's like, okay, we're seeing guys now, though, ride further and further into their 30s.
I mean, yeah, you give him another 3-4 years. Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
so, but that's the thing, though, is like, okay, 3-4 years of dominance. I mean, dude,
Maybe 2. Okay, there's a lot of factors. Number one,
There is.
the Golden Jet's coming.
I don't think I'm gonna be sorry. I'm sorry. Like, unless if Jet goes in early, I don't think he'll be any match for Dylan. Later, yes, because Dylan's gonna be older. But Jet, to me, he's still gonna be so young, dude.
Didn't Jet almost beat him last year in a Supercross before he lawn darted himself?
Almost,
Wasn't that who Jet was beating?
almost? Well, no.
Yes.
Jet went down. Dylan caught him and then passed him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the one he lawn darted in.
But it almost
Yeah,
didn't
I don't think
happen.
he's got any fear, Dylan.
No, I don't think he
I
has
don't think
any.
he's got any fear at all. Of
The fear is
pretty
not
much anyone, but especially Dylan.
The fear is not what I'm talking about. It's the ability to do it that quickly. I don't think he's on Dylan. He's not going to be on Dylan's level that early. Because if he goes to the 450 right away, dude, he's going to have a big learning curve.
This is a long conversation I don't want to get into right now, but I'm not on board with it.
Well, Jet might not even win this title. So
Well, I mean, that could be a thing too.
I'm okay. The last thing I'll say is I believe in Jet, but I don't.
Great. We can cut it right there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next week.
I don't think that he's going to. I have to disagree with a lot of people in the sense that he's going to be one of the greatest ever. I just don't see the same thing out of him that I saw out of. No, it's facts.
Well, yes,
It's
okay.
facts.
You're not wrong as far as
No, I don't have to be right or wrong. It's literal facts.
Yes.
He has not done what Stu and Carmichael and all the greats did in their early. Like, he's not been that guy.
That is also
like
correct.
he's won quite a bit for only being in his second full year. Mm-hmm. But if you start comparing him to one of the greats, like, he's not on that level. Whereas I see that he's going to be really, really good and have a really good career and probably win a ton of titles. But this whole, like, oh, he's going to be one of the greatest ever. And I'm not trying to, because Dan just said that, I'm not trying to single him out like a lot of people have been saying it. I'm not on board with that. I don't see that out of him. Like, he didn't win right away.
he's a generational talent.
He is. That I don't disagree with. But there's no way you're going to sit there and tell me that he's going to be James Stewart or Ricky Carmichael or Ryan Dungey or Ryan Villapoto. Like, that's just not. I don't see that. Like, he's still.
How many Supercross wins does Stu have?
You mean total or just in one class?
Total.
Well, he's got 50 in the 450 class.
Okay.
And then he's got. What? He's got 70 total? 70 something? Because MC obviously has 72 in the 450 class.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much won every Supercross title on that 125. Mm-hmm. And he's got more than Ricky, obviously, combined. Mm-hmm. And I think combined he has more than MC, because I don't think MC won a lot on the 125. But that's the thing, though, is like, I think Jed's going to be really, really good and win a lot of titles. But I think it's still, it's a little foolish to be like, oh, he's going to be, like, really one of the greatest ever. Mm-hmm. Like, no, if he was going to be one of the greatest ever, he'd already would be dominating by now, and he's not. Well, he's not even the points leader anymore.
So what do you put him in a class with, like the next RV Orion Dungey status?
No, that's not even fair to put in RV because people forget RV is like RV fucking dominated.
So are we talking
Dungey?
Chad Reed
No,
Dungey status?
I think so.
In that realm?
I think so. And I think that's great, though, because look how many fucking championships Dungey has.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't think it's a bad thing to say, oh, he's not going to be one of the winningest guys of all time. Like, if he wins 8 championships, is everybody going to go, oh, that's shit? Mm-hmm. Like, no, he's going to win a lot of titles, but, dude, you have to be really, really good, really, really early and, like, fucking dominate to be considered one of the greatest.
Yeah.
And he's already been at this 2 years, and how many wins does he even have outdoors total? Like motos, not overalls, motos.
Don't ask me questions I don't know the answer
And
to.
Supercross, what? He's got 4 wins now?
Maybe.
5 wins? Okay. So Stu, like, fucking rattled him off his very first season.
Yeah.
So it's not that I disagree with he's a generational talent because that's very obvious. Anybody can watch him and go, this dude, like, he has something. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a lot to put on his shoulders that, dude, you're going to be one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Because let's be real. He could get on a 450 and he could just flop.
Yeah.
Like, he really could. Mm-hmm. Not saying that he's going to.
No.
But he just could. Some people just don't pick it up quickly.
Yeah, sure, maybe.
So, I don't know. It's just that I just feel like it's a lot of pressure to put on a kid that's 17 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Washougal winners.
I guess I'm going to have to go with, because it's hard to argue with you, I guess I'm going to have to go with Tomac, and I guess I'm going to have to go with Dan and go with Jet.
Do you think Jet goes 1-1, or do you think that... Because his start still concerned me a little bit, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 1-1 on Jet.
Do you think Eli dominates?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Eli dominates. I don't disagree that Jet gets the overall, but I don't think he goes 1-1. I think that him and J-Mart... I think J-Mart gets in one moto, and then J-Mart has a bad second moto, or bad first moto, vice versa.
Interesting.
So I think Jet gets the overall, but I think J-Mart right now is a little motivated.
Yeah.
Because I think that people are still counting him out. And like Dan said, people are like, oh, well, it's Millville. It's your home track, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think there's going to be, I mean, dude, remember when we were talking about this? Like I said, hey, what's it going to be like after those 4 rounds in the 450 championship? And it's kind of coming true.
Yep.
I mean, if Dylan goes out and smacks Kenny around again at Washougal, forget Eli. Like, mentally, Dylan's got this pretty wrapped up.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is it to think that he could have this wrapped up like a round early if this keeps going this way?
Yeah. No, it could be. Unless something happens here, it's going to be early.
It's going to suck.
Well,
it kind of defeats the purpose of it deflates it. Kind of like at Supercross.
Doesn't matter. It's in California. No one cares.
Gavin Newsom does not care.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Show number 175. Sorry that the first part of it was a little fucked up. I don't know. I haven't listened back. I'm going to actually record a pre-recorded intro here after we stop this recording right now. To make sure I got something. If I have what we were originally talking about, if the memory card didn't fuck up that bad, then you're welcome. If not, well, sorry that I didn't catch the first 5 minutes of talking to Snap on Dan and the intro.
Big thanks, Dan, again.
Yeah, big thanks to... It's not Snap on Dan. Damn it. I fucked that up. I told you I was going to. Big thanks to Toolman Dan from Main Event Moto for coming on. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Check out all the sponsors. Premier Custom Trailers, BC.Pizza, TLR Coatings, JT Cycles, and the Dirt Bike Depot.
Blow Cole out in the comments for not being on the show anymore.
Yep, everybody give Cole a whole bunch of shit.
Because we're committed.
Hit him up on Twitter about his commitment level to the show. Because, yeah.
Tell me sucks.
Yep, exactly. Make sure to click those links in the description to either buy some merch, hit up the Patreon, hit up the Amazon links, support us that way. We will be back next week with show 176.
We got anybody coming on?
No one yet. I got to make some calls this week.
Are you talking about like trying to get Kev on or something?
I'm not sure.
Maybe we can hit up Bobby. He's obviously not going to Washougal.
I'll figure something out. Okay? I'm working on it.
Maybe we'll have Daniel Blair on.
Yes, that's it. Or producer Joe. One of the two.
I'd rather have producer Joe.
Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Again, smash that like button. Comment down below.
Fantasy shows on Thursday.
We'll be back next week to talk about Washougal. Later.